Warning: Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Everybody's suspect. That would do me harm. And don't ever forget Malcolm. Malcolm said that Republicans are brute wolves and Democrats are sly foxes.
Preach.
But don't ever forget they both belong to the dog.
Amen.
What it do, family and friends? Welcome back to the Church of Black Power. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell so you be notified whenever videos like this drop. Please make sure you're hitting that like and share button so we can beat up the algorithm. Make sure we get this message out to the ears that need to hear. And if you have not done so yet, please click the link in the description. Go to change.org and put your signature on the petition for reparations. And with that being said, family, welcome back to another Sunday service. We got some things to talk about, mainly some things to get straight here today. You know, with the election season coming around, one of the things that we've seen several times over our lifetimes is that, you know, these people love to come to us and ask us to give or lend our vote to them. Last year, when we crashed out the year before last, 2024 elections, once we crashed out those elections, something differently started happening. You started seeing crash out after crash out after crash out. You started seeing people begging for our attention, begging for our help, asking where we are, asking why haven't we stood up for anybody? Why haven't we put ourselves on the line for other people? Why haven't we became the whipping mule once again for other people? And a lot of those folks, what they've been seeing that's new to them is that no matter what they're saying and no matter what they're doing, you can't pull us into their nonsense. And we're not letting them pull us into their nonsense. So, as we would see during the midterm elections, they're back again. As we would see from both parties, they both want our attention, but they're both doing it in different ways. But the one thing we're not going to do while trying to get our attention is say you have our attention, is say that, hey, we rock with you after you've made it clear that you don't rock with us. We're not doing that. We're not allowing anybody to just use us as a stepping stone to get to where they want to be so that they can do things for everyone else but us. We're not doing that. Now, that's not new. The new part about it is the fact that we're saying hell to the nay no. And they can't stand it. And they can't find a way around it. They can't find something that's going to garner our attention and warrant us to get out into the streets and lift every voice for them. We're not here for any of that. And they're finding out that this wasn't just a fluke. 2024 was not a fluke. 2024 was very deliberate, as it should have been. And 2026 will be just as deliberate as it should be. And 2028 is going to be even more deliberate. I want to start off by saying this. Whether you are a Democrat or whether you're a Republican, I dislike you both equally. I have more disdain for the Democratic Party because that's who we voted for over 60 plus years. However, I recognize and I understand and overstand and understand that you're still the same damn people. We all know you're all the same damn people, no matter what side of the aisle you choose to be on, whether you are on the red side, whether you're on the blue side, whether you're in the green. We know that there's nothing in between. You're all pieces of shit. Let me say that again in case somebody might, listen upon this later and think that I'm giving credit to one side or the other. No, I want everyone to know right here at the beginning of the top tip of this broadcast that in my eyes, in the Church of Black Power's eyes, you're all pieces of shit. Our thing is, which one of you pieces of shit is going to get on the bandwagon and do for us before the other piece of shit does? This is a business deal. This isn't about emotion. This isn't about who we like more, who's unc, who's auntie. This isn't about any of that. My uncle and auntie ain't running for god dang anything. And if they were, I will hold their ass accountable. Let's be very clear about that. And if your aunties and uncles is running for anything, you would hold them accountable. That's where we are today. Accountability. So we don't care who you like, who you don't like. It's all about who's going to come to the table and bring those goddamn tangibles to us. Whether you like it or not, you don't have to like bringing tangibles to us. You don't have to like making sure that there's an anti-freedmen hate crime bill. You don't have to like any of these things. But as long as you do it, then you'll see a vote. Then you'll see people, okay, cool, I can rock with that person. If you're not doing any of that, keep our goddamn names out of your damn mouths. And with that being said, family, we're going to start off and we're going to talk about a few things. We're going to talk about the situation that happened with this Renee Good woman. We're going to talk about some things that Jane Fishback had to say. And we're going to shut down a lot of stuff here today, family. But before we do, let me do what we do here. Let me scroll on up. Scroll up here. A B1 salute, shalom, and a certified to our good sister Aquarius Minded in the building. Thank you for being here. As well as our sister Angelic, thank you for being here. Estelle Gray, thank you for being here. Legit Hustle, thank you for being here. Our sister Bad 72 in the building. Thank you for being here. Our sister Andrea Jones is in the building. Much love to you, and thank you for being here. I saw what you was putting in the chat, sister. I saw it. I was over here kind of laughing, but I was setting up the new microphone. You know what I mean? I let you rock. I heard it all. I saw it all. Much love to you, my sister. Thank you for being here. A B1 salute. Shout out to our sister Hurricane Nisi in the building. Much love to you, my sister Queen. Thank you for being here. As well as Cooking with Miss D is in the building. Much love to you, and thank you for being here. Let's continue here. I want to make sure. Yeah, I caught it all. A B1 salute to RBJ in the building. Much love to you, and thank you for being here. As well as Tatum Man in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here. Our brother Still Kevin Trees is in the building. Much love to you, and thank you for being here. Our good brother Kid Gravity and Beyond is in the building. Much love to you, and thank you for being here. And shout out to our sister Hurricane Nisi for being a member for 10 months. Much love to you, my sister Queen. Love you, church, putting in and doing the work. Proud of you. Thank you, my sister. And it's because of my sisters like you that I'm able to do so. And it's because all the things that you all do and stand on that people such as myself and the New Black Media are able to do so. So much love to all of you. Much love to our brother DSA1 in the building, as well as our good brother Reparations Nation in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here. Our good brother Reef is in the building. Much love to you, and thank you for being here, my brother, as well as Christian Wright in the building. Much love to you, and thank you for being here, family. Let me make sure we got everybody. Our good brother Warrior Cherub in the building. Much love to you, as well as Snatch Adams in the building. Much love to you, and thank you for being here. Hello is in the building. Hello to you. Much love to you, and thank you for being here. Our brother DJ Black 909 is in the building. Much love to you, and thank you for being here. Photo, is in the building. Photo 187 is in the building. Much love to you, and thank you for being here, family. As well as JJ in the building. Much love to you, and thank you for being here, family. And our sister, I Am Kiera, in the building. Much love to you, and thank you for being here. And I also got to give a B1 salute to our good brother, Black RU. Much love to you, and thank you for being here, and thank you for your Cash App donation. Your donation is blessed tenfold, and I appreciate your contribution as always, my good brother. And Makita is in the building. Much love to you, and thank you for being here. And with that being said, family, let's start with this James Fishback character, because this James Fishback guy, and I spoke about him on this broadcast before, he's the guy that's going up against Byron Donalds, or he threw himself in the ring, the primary ring for, you know, the gubernatorial race out there in Florida. And last time I played him on the broadcast, we spoke about him in a way where it was just highly funny. It was funny that they tossed him out there to be the person to run after and run against Byron. And the guy in himself was calling Byron Donalds a slave and all the other stuff, right? My issue with the guy was the fact that he didn't represent any issues, but he brought up our name. He didn't represent reparations, but yet he brought up our name. And he used us as a poker chip, basically. Well, he did it again. This time, he did it with Tucker Carlson. So we're going to go over what he had to say, and we're going to talk about it. Let's get into it, family. Let's go here.
You see, isn't what you get. I mean, by the way, Byron Donalds.
Hold on. Let me slow him down because he talks pretty quickly. Let's go.
As of right now, still endorses Randy Fine's re-election bid, despite that Star Come on. And they tried to cancel you for having a conversation with a certain someone. He's literally endorsing a member of Congress who told innocent children who were literally starving on video to starve away. That tells you everything you need to know about my opponent, Byron Donalds.
What I know Byron, and I've always gotten along with him. He's super cheerful. I didn't realize, is he ideological? I've never detected that.
No. That's why I call him a slave.
Yeah. And they called you a racist for that?
They did. Which is actually quite interesting because I got a call from the Foundational Black American Society here in Florida who reminded me that Byron's mother is Jamaican, he is Panamanian, and they found it quite insulting in their words that he would try to claim victimhood of slavery without a single descendant of American slaves in his family.
I like those foundational guys.
They're so good.
Tariq Nasheed and all. I mean, I don't agree with everything, but like they've got a perspective. If your family's been here 400 years and the descendants of a lot of American slaves or families have been here 400 years, I don't know. I think that gives, I'll listen to you. Like you've 100%. You've got a point of view that is legitimate, I think.
Yeah. And they're unequivocally heritage Americans.
That's for sure.
100%.
They're definitely heritage Americans, if anyone is. And, someone rolls in from Ghana and gets an MSNBC slot and starts speaking on behalf of black people. It's like, shut up, honey. You've got nothing to do with this.
Right.
That's literally a fair perspective, right? I think.
And so it's good to actually see them call them out for that. That's actually cultural appropriation. Appropriating the struggle of slavery.
I totally agree.
And the struggle of slavery was real. I don't think Republicans ever want to really whitewash that. It's real, no. Right? But for
we're
Byron,
against slavery.
We're against it.
Whether it's in the, West Bank or here or anywhere. Yeah, against it.
And so for Byron's group, his team, to call me and essentially our entire supporting base racists for saying that you're a slave when quite literally you took $45 million. You won't tell us what you agreed to take that money this early in a primary, which is unprecedented. You know this, how unprecedented that kind of money is in an uncontested primary until now. But secondarily, to actually go out and try to gaslight us and think that you're just one of those guys that has been here, since the early 1800s and your family was in the struggle too. You're not. And that's a very interesting term that the Foundational Black Americans use. It's called tether. They're tethering these tethers like Byron Donalds. They come here literally one generation in, and they try to just sit around and act so folksy that we're all part of the same struggle and we're all down on and we need to fight against. No, you just got here, dude. Like the Haitians, like the guys from Ghana who just got here, you don't get to just be a part of our system and then lecture us about how our country went wrong.
Well, and if you're a Republican, supposedly conservative Republican, to throw around the term racist, I mean, that's what I personally, I'll speak for myself. I voted against that in November last year.
Right.
I don't like that style of non-argument. Just dismiss someone off the top. You're a bad person. I don't have to respond to your specific charge against me. I'm too old for that.
Yeah.
I thought aren't we opposed to that, identity politics?
All right. Now, I played the part that I want to focus on, and we're going to go back and we're going to take it piece by piece because, God dang it, like I said, you're not going to bring up our name while saying you don't support what we're fighting for. You're not going to sit there and try to use us as a little step stool to stand on and get your message out. We're not soapboxes. So we're going to go over this. And I saw y'all in the chat. A lot of y'all was catching what we going to be talking about. Y'all caught everything that this man was putting down. So we going to talk about it so that everybody who hears this broadcast under the sound of my voice knows that, God dang it, you ain't going to play on our name. We don't support either party. We don't support nobody who don't have our interests at heart, who don't support our interest. Let's be very clear about that. A B1 salute to our good brother, Black Truth United. Thank you for being here, family, as well as thank you for your Cash App donation. Your donation is blessed tenfold, and I appreciate your contribution, as always, good brother. Before we go back, let me go ahead and get some of these super chats out the way. Shout out to our good brother, Snatch Adams. Thank you for your super chat. Your donation is blessed tenfold. I appreciate your contribution as always. $2 in the plate. I appreciate you, my family. I appreciate you. Shout out to our good brother, William Aaron in the building. Much love to you, and thank you for being here. And thank you for your super chat. Your donation is blessed tenfold, and I appreciate your contribution as always. And a happy Gregorian New Year to you as well, my good brother. A B1 salute to our good sister Key Prince in the building. Thank you for being here. Shalom to you. And thank you for your contribution. Your donation is blessed tenfold, and I appreciate your contribution as always, my good sister. And once again, shout out to our good brother Snatch Adams for being a member for 4 months. Thank you for your contribution. Your donation is once again blessed tenfold. Y'all catch that Joy Reid dig. Yep. This is what I'm saying. That's it. Well, I'm not too concerned about that dig, though. We're going to talk about the other parts that, more important Joy Reid will ever be. And that's bringing up our names as a bargaining chip. Let's go. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's get into it. A B1 salute to our good sister, Renaissance woman in the building. Much love to you, and thank you for being here. Let's go back over it, family.
By the way, Byron Donalds, as of right now, still endorses Randy Fine's re-election bid, despite that Star
Come on.
And they tried to cancel you for having a conversation with a certain someone. He's literally endorsing a member of Congress who told innocent children who were literally starving on video to starve away. That tells you everything you need to know about my opponent, Byron Donalds.
Well, I know Byron, and I've always gotten along with him. He's super cheerful. I didn't realize, is he ideological? I've never.
And the kid called that out right there. Where he said Tucker just called Byron Donalds basically a happy Negro. And that's exactly what he did right there. He's been always cheerful, because on the other end of that, what would it be? It would most likely be the uppity Negro. You see what I'm saying? So that was a great call out, kid. That was a great call out, my brother. Shout out to our good brother, Iron Will in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here. Let's continue.
Detected that.
No. So I call him a slave.
Yeah. And they called you a racist for that?
They did. Which is actually quite interesting, because I got a call from the Foundational Black American Society here in Florida who...
Family, there is no Foundational Black American Society in Florida. There are Foundational Black Americans. There is no society. He said that like there was an organization, people just picked up the phone. And then watch what Tucker does right after.
Reminded me that Byron's mother is Jamaican. He is Panamanian, and they found it quite insulting, in their words, that he would try to claim victimhood of slavery. Not a single descendant of American slaves in his family.
I like those foundational guys.
They're so good.
Tariq Nasheed and all. I mean, I don't agree.
I like those foundational guys. Tariq Nasheed. I mean, I don't agree with everything he says. Notice how they literally, quite literally, tried to make foundational Black Americans an organization, a group, a society. We are just foundational Black Americans whose family stems all the way back to the slave fields here in America and beyond. There is no society. There is no organization. And by this man said, I like those guys over there. Tariq Nasheed. Notice he tried to make Tariq Nasheed a leader of said organization. That's what he's doing here. That's what they're doing here. And the fact that James talking about they find it quite offensive that Byron Donalds is saying these things and he don't have any slave lineage. You think, family, let's be very open-minded on this. Let's say somebody called him who was a foundational or who is a foundational Black American. Salute to LaShawn Kit in the building. Thank you for being here, family. Let's say someone called him who is a foundational Black American. So that person is willing to call you and tell you how offensive Byron Donalds is, but they won't tell you how offensive it is that you keep on calling on and bringing up foundational Black Americans while turning around and saying that you do not support reparations in any form, shape, or fashion. So they're offended by Byron Donalds just talking nonsense when you're talking the same damn nonsense that Byron Donalds is doing, but you're doing it in just a different way. You're doing it as a Nabisco, using our terms to get a leg up in the race that you're running. So you're telling me people can call you to talk about Byron, but they're not going to call you to talk about you? Well, James, I want you to understand something. I'm calling on you to understand something, and I'm going to make sure I email this broadcast over to you. Don't bring up our goddamn names no more. If you're not for reparations, if you ain't for our transformative Black agenda, if you're not for an anti-Black hate crime bill, an anti-Freedmen hate crime bill, do not bring up our damn names. We are not your puppets that you can pull out of the box and sit on your lap whenever the hell you need be. We are not the folks that's just going to allow you to use our rhetoric, use our people to downplay another opponent while also ignoring everything that we're calling for as a people. That is just as disrespectful. It's the same damn thing that the Democrats do. Every time they bring up our history and try to tie it in with the Latino, try to tie it in with the immigrant, try to tie it in with anybody outside of our community. You're the same god dang disrespectful politician as a Democrat. You are two sides of the same dirty ass coin. If you ain't talking about cutting a check, then leave our names the hell up out of it. But let's let them continue.
Everything, but they've got a perspective. If your family's been here 400 years and the descendants of a lot of American slaves are family
and longer, but go ahead.
Have been here 400 years. I don't know. I think that gives. I'll listen to you. Like you've
100%.
You've got a point of view that is legitimate. I think.
Yeah, and they're unequivocally heritage Americans.
No, the hell we're not. There is no such thing as a heritage American. We are foundational Black American because guess what? There will be no America without us. We're the foundation that this house of cards sit on. Everything that we did to build America up, it's the reason that America is the way it is today. From physically building America from the ground up, to all the inventions, to all the culture, all the music, everything about America is foundational Black America. You heritage bastards, you want to sit here and try to use a term to try to tie you to the land. You can't tie yourselves to this land. Why? Because you guys kept pulling in different immigrants anytime you saw your numbers dwindling. You had your Italians bringing their heritage and culture. You had the Irish bringing their heritage and culture, many of which still maintains to this very damn day. Let's be very clear about this. Foundational Black Americans is just that. Foundational Black Americans. Do not tie us in or do not try to legitimize your piece of shit group because you think it's gonna, build it up higher. We're not gonna allow that. We are not the same. We actually have a justice claim here for what we built. Now, you heritage Americans, you can go back to your original heritage origins. So the Irish can go back to Italy. The Irish can go back to Ireland. The Italians can go back to Italy. The Germans can go back to Germany. Foundational Black Americans, we're unequivocally American. A B1 salute to our good brother, Toria Reigns, in the building. Much love to you, my good brother. Thank you for being here, as well as our sister, Mrs. Denise Hood Tactics Williams in the building. Much love to you, and thank you for being here. Let's let them continue.
That's for sure.
100%.
They're definitely heritage Americans, if anyone is. And, someone...
That's for sure. They're definitely heritage American. No, we're not. And that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to legitimize this term by saying, well, if there's foundational Black Americans, we can have heritage Americans. And if we pull foundational Black Americans into heritage American, then that would give it legitimacy. That would mean that, white Americans are also foundational. No, you're not foundational. You're not heritage American. You're whatever the hell you are in America. Let's be very clear about that, because I don't want you guys getting misunderstood about whether or not we support heritage American. We don't give a damn what you call yourself, but we know that is a bunch of bullshit. Exactly, Toria. They're just trying to rebrand, and they want our stamp on their rebrand. And that's why they're saying, oh, yeah, they're unequivocally heritage American. No. You take that down the street somewhere. Let's continue.
Rolls in from Ghana and gets an MSNBC slot and starts speaking on behalf of Black people. It's like, shut up, honey. You've got nothing to do with this.
Right.
That's
Literally.
a fair perspective,
Right.
I think.
And so it's good to actually see them call them out for that. That's actually cultural appropriation. Appropriating the struggle of slavery.
I totally agree.
And the struggle of slavery was real. I don't think Republicans ever want to really whitewash that. It's real.
No.
So what's been going on in Florida all these years? I could have swore DeSantis has been out there trying to eliminate the whole history of slavery. I could have swore they were out there telling the children out there that slavery wasn't that bad, that it taught us skills. That's not trying to eliminate the history. That's not erasure. I might be confused, but I could have swore that's exactly what erasure looks like. Instead of teaching the actual history, you want to teach a watered down version that makes your Nabisco children not feel bad. That's not erasure. Shout out to our good brother William. Thank you for your super chat. Your donation is blessed tenfold, and I appreciate your contribution as always, my good brother. We have heritage, but we are foundational. You must have a foundation upon which the place heritage. And you're absolutely correct. No foundation is like having a house with the wall, but no floors and roof. You're absolutely correct, my good brother. And we're the only ones who can actually say our heritage is built upon the foundation in which we built this whole damn country. That ties back into it. That's why I said these folks can't claim heritage American, because they came to America and brought along with them their heritage from wherever the hell else in the world. And they were able to retain that same nonsense over here. So yeah, you're absolutely correct, my good brother. These folks just don't have no heritage here. But much love to you, and thank you for your super chat, my good brother. And let me also give a B1 salute to our sister LaShawn Kent. Thank you for your super chat. Your donation is blessed tenfold, and I appreciate your contribution as always, family. Let's let them continue.
Right? But for
We're
Byron,
against slavery.
we're against it.
Whether it's in the West Bank or here or anywhere.
Anywhere.
Yeah, against it.
And so
Yeah.
for Byron's group, his team, to call me and essentially our entire supporting base racists for saying that you're a slave when quite literally you took $45 million. You won't tell us what you agreed to take that money this early in a primary, which is unprecedented. You know this, how unprecedented that kind of money is in an uncontested primary until now. But secondarily, to actually go out and try to gaslight us and think that you're just one of those guys that has been here, since the early 1800s and your family was in the struggle too. You're not. And it's a very interesting term that the foundational Black Americans use. It's called tether. They're tethering these tethers like Byron Donalds. They come here literally one generation in, and they try to just sit around and act so folksy that we're all part of the same struggle.
Okay, James. I'm glad you know what a tether is. That way I ain't gotta explain it to you. But let me make sure you understand this too, James. Come a little closer, please. Come closer, James. James, come on, closer. You're a tether too. You might not be a foreign tether, but you're a tether too. Why? Because you're tethering on to foundational Black Americans trying to use us to get a leg up. You're using our talking points in order to garner some sort of support for yourself. That's exactly what tethering is. But yet, you're against all the things that we're fighting for, all the things that we're calling for. You're against those things. Let me just remind people real quick. Let's go here, family.
We have to be able to do politics for Americans. And this is something that we have to tackle. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, that's right. And let's just be completely honest of what Byron Donalds is. Byron Donalds is a tether. He is not an American descendant.
Wait a minute, James. How do you know the term tether?
He is a tether. He is not an American descendant of slaves. So when Byron Donalds cries, like he has over the last couple of weeks, because I call him a slave to AIPAC, a slave to corporate interest, a slave to the pro-immigration lobby that has hurt every race of Americans, but has also hurt Black Americans who disproportionately work in food, hospitality, leisure, and customer service. He is in no position, has no right to be complaining about me calling him a slave when he has absolutely no direct descendant of slavery in his family. He's from Panama. He's from Belize. His dad's from Jamaica. Irrelevant. Here's what I will say. Okay. Unequivocally, I do not support reparations in any form. I would not have supported the reparations for Japanese who were interned. I would not have supported reparations for Chinese Americans who were expelled. And I would not have supported reparations and do not support reparations for the descendants of slavery.
This is where this whole conversation should have just ended. Like somebody should have pulled the plug out of the wall. A sign should have popped up on the screen. We're having technical issues. We'll be right back. Like this is where everything should have ended. When the show came back, he would have been off the screen. It should have just been her. So you don't get to then go to Tucker Carlson, and I'm not like this sister here. I'm not giddy over some Nabisco using the language of foundational Black Americans. Why? Because we're the culture of America. Of course, people use our language. Of course, people are going to try to talk like how we talk and move how we move. But what you're not going to do is sit here and use my damn language, our damn language in our faces, and then tell me you don't believe in reparations. You can get the hell on, James. You can hop on your fish and get back into the water, because we don't give a flying damn what you have to say after you said that. I wouldn't even be talking about you here today, James, if you didn't go on Tucker Carlson and say our names. I wouldn't be talking about you here today, James, if you didn't go on Tucker Carlson and make it seem as if we were an organization led by Tariq Nasheed. But since you did, here I am. And I want to make it very apparent to everybody who's watching. Shout out to our good sister Mia Kim in the building. Much love to you, my sister, and thank you for being here, as well as our good brother Jesse Parrish. Much love to you and thank you for being here, my good brother. I want to make it very apparent to everybody. Nobody should be hearing this and thinking, oh yeah, see, we touching people, they listening to us, without thinking, damn what that man had to say, because he don't believe in reparations. I don't give a damn if he's stealing from us. Yes, he's going to use our lingo because they ain't original. They've never been original. They've never had any originality. Can anybody in the chat name anything original from these people? My grandfather used to tell me when I was growing up, don't put too much stock in that Nabisco. Of course, he didn't say Nabisco. That's a word that I use, but you get where I'm going. My grandfather used to tell me all the time, do not put too much stock in that Nabisco. The reason why is because everything that man has ever done has only been a carbon copy of something we already did. Can anybody tell me if I'm wrong there? Can anybody tell me if my grandfather told me a lie? Because throughout my lifetime, that's all I've ever seen. That's all I've ever seen. For those who seen the video that I put out last week, the copy, no paste, that's all I've ever seen. Let's be very clear about this. So I'm not giddy when they start talking like us. I'm not going to ask someone, how do you know that term, James? If it was me, I'd have been like, okay, James, I'm glad you know that term, so you know our demands as well. Oh, I don't believe in reparations. Oh, you don't believe in reparations? Click. Okay. That was James Fishback, who doesn't believe in reparations, and we'll make sure he's never back on this program again. We're not easily impressed on this side. And I feel like they want us to be. They think that we're the people that used to allow these politicians to come into the church and just say a prayer or two, sing a hymn, and we're just so oppressed that we run to the booth to vote for them. They think that we're the people who used to walk up to them and they ask, oh, what's your name? Jonathan? Oh, Jonathan, it's great to meet you, and I can't wait to serve you, Jonathan. And Jonathan goes home and says, oh, he knows my name, and then runs to the damn booth to go and vote for him. We are not those people. You are dealing with the most political savvy, foundational Black Americans that you have ever dealt with. Let me say that again for the people in the back, whether Republican or Democrat. You are dealing with the most political savvy, foundational Black Americans that you've ever seen in history. Congratulations, you are now rocking with the best. DJ Khaled said, we the best. No, Negro, we're the best. So all this saying our names, that's empty if you're not attaching it to some policy. It's completely empty unless you're attaching it to some policy. And by using our names without attaching it to policy, you're disrespecting us. You're disrespecting our bloodline. You're disrespecting our lineage, our heritage, our culture, since you like to say heritage so much. You're disrespecting everything that our ancestors fought for and everything that we continue to fight for. Now, do you think that I'm going to like you more than Byron Donalds? I dislike you both just the same because you're both doing the exact same thing. And you can't even say on different sides of the aisle because you're both Republicans. I want to make sure people aren't just being easily impressed. For example, this is the first clip that I saw before I actually went and looked at the Tucker Carlson interview. I want you to listen to the sister in the background.
Because I got a call from the Foundational Black American Society here in Florida who reminded me that Byron's mother is Jamaican, he is Panamanian, and they found it quite insulting in their words that he would try to claim victimhood of slavery as a single descendant of American slaves in his family.
Exactly. Foundational guys. They're so good. Reek Nasheed and all. I mean, I don't agree with everything, but like they've got a perspective. If your family's been here 400 years, and the descendants of a lot of American slaves or families have been here 400 years,
Exactly.
I think that gives. I'll listen to you. Like you've got a point of view that is legitimate. I think.
Yeah,
Exactly.
They're unequivocally heritage Americans.
Ooh,
That's for sure.
that's for sure.
Heritage Americans.
No, that's not for sure. We're foundational Black Americans, and they ain't going to try to pull us in and tie us into their nonsense. And see all that in the background, yep, exactly. They're unequivocally heritage American, that's for sure. That's somebody who's easily impressed. That is somebody, and this is no dig to that sister. I just want to make sure we know what this is. That is somebody who is easily impressed. And we need to make sure that we are less easily impressed and more outraged whenever someone is bringing up our names and not tying our names to any type of policy without any type of tangibles. Shout out to our good brother John Son. Thank you for your Cash App, your super chat donation. Your donation is blessed tenfold, and I appreciate your contribution as always, my good brother. Simply put, we're under no illusions, and you are 100% correct about that. We're under no illusions. We're not sitting here allowing anybody to just tell us something when we're seeing it right in front of our faces. We're not going to let you tell us it's raining when it's a dude up top pissing down on us. Then you want to go somewhere else and say our name in a loving way as if, oh yeah, I rock with these people and they rock with me too. No, we ain't here to play no games with these folks. Thank you again, my good brother. And shout out to Torian Rain. He said they know we're like 7 Dragon Balls they have to collect and can't have it are us. You're absolutely correct, my good brother. You are absolutely. Shout out to the Dragon Ball reference, for those who don't know, what I mean? I do rock with the Dragon Ball, DBZ, all day, are the original Dragon Fighters, you know what I'm saying? But shout out to you, my good brother. And shout out to our brother Trey Messiah in the building. Much love to you, and thank you for being here. Let's go here, family, because like I said, and this is this is no shout out, no shots at our family. I'm just letting people see this so that we don't have any misunderstandings going on about what we're seeing. Shout out to our brother Donnie on timeout. However, this right here, very misleading. Let's go.
was actually quite interesting because I got a call from the Foundational Black American Society here in Florida who reminded me that Byron's mother is Jamaican. He is Panamanian, and they found it quite insulting in their words that he would try to claim victimhood of slavery without a single descendant of American slaves in his family. I like those foundational guys. They're so good. Read Nasheed and all. I mean, I don't agree with everything, but like, they've got a perspective. If your family's been here 400 years, and the descendants of a lot of American slaves or families have been here 400 years, I don't know. I think that gives. I'll listen to you. Like you've got a point of view that is legitimate. I think. Yeah, and they're unequivocally heritage Americans. That's for sure. 100%. They're definitely heritage Americans, if anyone is. And someone rolls in from Ghana and gets an MSNBC slot and starts speaking on behalf of black people. It's like, shut up, honey. You've got nothing to do with this. Right. That's a fair perspective, right? I think. And so it's good to actually see them calling out for that. That's actually cultural appropriation. Slavery.
I don't even know why they call this the delineation movement. I do, but this should be a common sense movement because no other group of people speak for another on the behalf of another group of people. Not even in Africa with all that tribalism and they have different ethnicities. Another ethnicity or tribe don't speak for another ethnicity and tribe. And that's why they have all these G-sides and tribal wars out there because you don't speak for them. Why is that allowed here in America? Just because we check the same race box, just because we may share the same skin, we are not the same. With the situation with the Venezuelans, right? Venezuelans told other people don't speak on our behalf because this impacts us specifically. And no other group of Latinos or Hispanics are speaking on the experience that Venezuelans are experiencing, right? Same with Black Americans, especially when you're in the country of those people. Black Americans already have a voice, right? Oh, you had slavery, your ancestors, your descendants of slavery, right? Of slaves, that wasn't over here in the United States soil, that was over there in the Caribbean, right? Ain't no Black American could go to Belize, could go to Panama, could go to Jamaica, could go to Haiti and speak on the behalf of the Haitians or the Caribbeans, the Caribbean people. And let's not talk about Africa because it's going to be a coup out there. They're going to delete you out there. You go over there and try to speak for the Igbos. You go over there and try to speak for the Somalians, right? You go over there and try to speak for the Ethiopians as a Black American and see what happened to you. You try to run for a political office and see that they won't off you. Like, the lights be off at 7 p.m. in Africa. So they'll cut off your lights for good, though. They won't come back on anymore. So why is it allowed over here? Now, it's cool if you speak for your own group of people or if you align with another group, but to actually be the voice of those folks, miss me with that because you have no lineage, you have no history in this country. You're not a heritage American. You're not a foundational American. You don't go beyond 1700s, right? And this is not to sound like what they say, xenophobic or anti-immigrant. It's just that you can't go to India and stay there for 5 years or even 3 generations and all of a sudden you're Indian, right? You can't go to Nigeria and be Yoruba all of a sudden. It doesn't work that way. But yeah, lights out.
And shout out to our good brother Donnie on timeout because he's usually on 100% point. I'm going to give him 90% on this. And the reason why I say that is because there is no heritage American. There is none. And by even addressing those folks or putting them in, notice how he put foundational, you're not a foundational Black American, you're not a heritage American, as if those two go hand in hand. They do not. Foundational Black American is a commemorative term for the people who built this damn country. Heritage American is a bunch of Nabiscos who's trying to find ties to a country that they immigrated to in order to pull from and extract the wealth. Now, I don't know whether Donnie has seen the other clip that I played of James saying he didn't support reparations at all. I don't know at all. However, I am going to make sure that is very clear. Do not put foundational Black Americans and heritage Americans in the same damn sentence because we are not the same damn people. One actually has a claim to this land, and other people are trying to find a claim to this land. That's the differences. So, like I said, this isn't a shot at him. This isn't a shot at the sister that was amening the nonsense from James Fishback and Tucker Carlson. This is about making sure that people understand that, number one, you're not going to bring up foundational Black Americans if you don't have any tangible benefits for foundational Black Americans. If you're not going to fight for tangible benefits for foundational Black Americans. If you do not want to give us what's owed to us, do not bring us up. And number two, don't even put us in the same sentence with these people that has not the same type of tie to this land that we do. Nobody outside of foundational Black Americans have a tie to this land like we do. Let's be very clear on that. Shout out to our sister Shalonda in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here. As well as Les. Much love to you and thank you for being here. I don't know exactly how to pronounce that there. I want to say let's let Howman, but it could be something different. Tell me how to pronounce that there, if you don't mind. Much love to you. Put it in the chat. But family, when I say that I'm not easily impressed, you're not easily impressed, we're not easily impressed, it's because we know these people listen to us. We know these people listen to the new black media. I'm pretty damn sure Trump probably got an agent in everybody who in Torians' lives, in kids' lives, Black Alpha's lives, Afro Elites. I guarantee you there's people in Tariq's lives, Lisa Cabrera's lives, Vicky Diller's lives, and in mine. And I'm not leaving anybody out on purpose. I'm just saying that just the new black media period, just pick a name and I guarantee you there's somebody watching in those lives. Hell, Tucker Carlson just brought up Tariq Nasheed's name, and let's go here for a second. This was Tucker. That is Donald Trump. Tucker was just talking cash shit about Donald Trump and the whole situation going on in Nicaragua. But he's still there. And you think if he's there and he knows about Tariq Nasheed and he knows about foundational Black Americans, Donald Trump, who is the sitting president of these United States of America, don't know? You don't think that he got ears to the street? Oh, you better bet your bottom dollar to Black grassroots. All of our narratives and everything that we say is getting back to these Nabiscos. And they're just trying to find a way to spin it. And when I say they're trying to find a way to spin it, I mean they're trying to spin it like a top. Those old school toys, you know, you put on the ground and you spin real hard and just watch it go. That's what they're trying to figure out how to do with every damn thing that we say and do. In the very same way that they did that with everything we've created in this country. Now let me know if I'm wrong. And if I'm not wrong, can I get a witness in the building today? B1 salute to our good brother Antithesis in the building. Much love to you and thank you for your super chat. Your donation is blessed tenfold and I appreciate your contribution as always. Good brother out here supporting as always. Much love to you. Family, we are not a soapbox. And we're not here to allow people to stand on us in order to get what they want out of us. That's not going to happen. And with the new era coming around, the Renaissance era that we done stepped into, oh, you'll get called out for that shit too. That goes for the Democrats, that goes for the Republicans, that goes for the Green Party, that goes for any of you son of a bitches. You get on national television or on YouTube or anywhere saying our damn names and not attaching any tangibles to that name, you get called out too. Shout out to M. Hampton in the building. Much love to you. And thank you for being here. And with that being said, family, let's move forward. Let's move forward. Let's talk about this Renee Good situation. You know, the Nabisco woman who thought it was wise to try and run over an ICE agent and got popped, pumed, drizzopped in the middle of the street within her vehicle. It's sad. It's sad. What's so sad about it? Folks just don't listen or pay attention. You see, these Nabisco women, they really thought that, you know, the privilege that they had was unchecked. They keep forgetting that without us stomping down for them, their men is always going after them. Let's be very clear about this. Black women are used as shields when feminists go out into the streets to do feminist things. Now, was the woman a feminist? I don't know. But my point is this: you see what happens when you don't have a black woman standing in front of you. And if you do have a black woman standing in front of you, what happened to her might have happened to the black woman. But let's get into it, because we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the dependency of the black woman and how these Nabisco women are losing their minds because they can't depend on the black woman to stand up for them at this point in time. Let's get into it, family. Let's go here.
Minnesota in mourning now, and protests in Portland. Outrage growing from coast to coast in the aftermath of 2 shootings at the hands of federal agents. In Minneapolis, residents still mobilizing after an ICE officer shot and killed a 37-year-old mother. Videos from Wednesday capturing the moment the agent shot Renee Nicole Good right there in her car. Her wife now speaking out in a statement, remembering the mom of 3 as someone who was pure love, pure joy, and pure sunshine. The FBI saying it's investigating, but Minnesota officials say the Trump administration is blocking them from the case. And with that scene still so fresh, another shooting by federal immigration officials, this time in Portland. A DHS spokesperson saying 2 people they claim are affiliated with the Trende Aragua gang were shot during a vehicle search last night when the driver, quote, attempted to run over the law enforcement agents. Let's bring in Armando Garcia. He's there on the scene in Minneapolis. Also, our Alex Stone is tracking things out of Portland for us. Armando, DHS now sending in more officers to Minneapolis. What are you seeing today, and are the protests still growing?
Well, I'm here at the vigil. This is just a few feet away from where Renee Good was fatally shot. And as you can see behind me, there's a growing crowd behind me for sure. We just had a little bit of a situation here just a few minutes ago when a police officer came and asked a couple of the protesters that were spilling over, a couple of the mourners who were here paying their respects to Renee Good, asked them to move from the lane here. This is a very busy avenue. This is Portland Avenue. And as you can see behind me as well, it's very icy out here. There's not a lot of space for people to come and congregate and pay their respects. So they had asked them to move off the streets, and then the rest of the crowd did not like that. So one of the chants that I heard here, one of the things that was yelled at one of the officers is that it's not a good look for the police department that killed George Floyd. We're just half a mile away from where that happened, a former police officer killing George Floyd just a few years ago. So this is a city that's got a lot of history in protesting against law enforcement, and that's just what we're seeing today.
Alex, let's talk about officials and what they're saying about the shooting in Portland and how it all unfolded.
Yeah, so here the FBI leading the investigation in Portland as well, like in Minneapolis. But the DHS saying that the 2 who were shot are Venezuelan gangs who are in the country illegally, and they were the target of invasion, unlike in Minneapolis. And the DHS saying both have criminal records. So they are investigating right now. The FBI is investigating. The DHS saying that the vehicle had been weaponized, as they put it, in Portland, like in Minneapolis, but a different scene in who they were going after. And Portland police saying that they're calling for calm. It's not their case. The FBI is investigating, and it's underway right now.
Armando, Alex, thank you both. We'll keep our eyes on both stories.
Now, family, we're going to talk about the situation in Minneapolis. I won't be speaking about the situation in Portland because our good brother Beatzilla, he did a phenomenal job last night doing so. So if you guys want to hear about the situation in Portland, please go and check out our good brother's video and make sure to leave a like and a comment for him, because he is also being shadow banned out the wazoo. Just wanted to drop that tidbit. However, we're going to speak about this Minneapolis situation. We're definitely going to do that. I want to go to this. That was left wing. CNN, who is now left wing leaning right. We're going to play something from them, and then we're going to play something from the conservative just to show the difference in the way that the information is being given to the public. Let's continue.
Him holding the phone here as he is filming Good's wife at the scene. Now, throughout the video, the agent circles Good's car. And you hear Good's final words to the agent. I'm going to play it for you now. First, of course, to warn you, obviously, given the horror of what happened here, it is a disturbing video.
That's fine, dude. I'm not mad, boy. Show your face. I'm not mad. It's okay. We don't change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen. You want to come at us? You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead. Out the door. Get out of the fucking car. Get out the door.
You see her there, sharply turn that steering wheel as she's beginning to move. The video was first shared with a conservative outlet and immediately reposted by the vice president and the administration, who claimed that it backs up their narrative, which they had reached a conclusion on before we even knew the name of the victim. Vance saying, quote, the reality is that his life was endangered and he fired in self-defense. Critics of the administration, though, say the opposite. They suggest that it is even more damning since you can clearly hear Good say, quote, "I'm not mad at you." But tonight, Trump is defending the DOJ's decision, his DOJ's decision, to block Minnesota officials from having and getting access to any evidence in the case.
Do you believe that the FBI should be sharing evidence with state officials in Minnesota?
Well, normally I would, but they're crooked officials.
Officials in Minnesota are not backing down. The county attorney now launching a site for witnesses to share any videos or information related to the shooting.
I can't speak to why the Trump administration is doing what it's doing or says what it says. I can say that the ICE officer does not have complete immunity here.
Omar Jimenez begins our coverage. He is on the ground in Minneapolis out front tonight. And Omar, where you are, obviously the flowers, people have been visiting, grieving Renee's death. The city's so much on edge where you are on this Friday.
Yeah, we've been monitoring protests in various portions of the city. The mood here at the memorial site has been a little bit more somber over the course of today. I mean, people have been really continuously, even though there have been spurts of protests, as you're hearing now, it's really been people kind of continuously coming through here over the course of the day to pay their respects. You see some other names that are in there as well. As we look them up there, they are just other people who have died in either ICE custody or ICE-related deaths.
All right, family. So this is, like I said, the first one was far left. This one is left, now leaning a little bit right. Because CNN is trying to get some of that right wing money, especially the way they've been covering things with Trump. It's been, when Neely Fuller said white supremacy like to take both sides of the argument, or all sides of the argument, CNN is really showcasing that. Let's just be very clear on that. But that was the left, and the left righteous leaning, I guess you could say. Shout out to our good brother Retro Gemini in the building. Much love to you and thank you for being here. Now let's get over here to the conservative and see what they have to say.
That narrative is collapsing. Cell phone video taken by the agent himself, who opened fire, as he opened fire, has already been released. They're out for transparency. You know what that usually means. The officer clearly in front of the hood in his video when professional ICE agitator Renee Good slammed on the gas, being cheered on to drive, baby drive by her own wife, who was on the other side of that SUV. Here was the moment we're going to play for you in full.
I'm not mad, boy. Show your face. I'm not mad. It's okay. We don't change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen. You want to come at us? You want to come at us? I said go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead. Out car.
And with that, you see exactly what happened from the perspective of the man that it happened to. And with that also, it would seem case closed. After a full day of antagonizing and blocking ICE from doing their job, committing multiple illegal acts, a ton of restraint from ICE all day long, Renee Good's wife tells her to drive, baby drive. And Renee was senseless enough to slam the gas pedal, 5,000-pound SUV with a federal officer right in front of her hood. These two had been playing a very stupid game for weeks, it appears. Taunting ICE, agitating, irritating, interfering. And if you're going to play a game like that, you better make sure you make no mistakes. And Renee made a very big mistake this week, and she died for a completely senseless reason, defying basic immigration laws that every country in the world follows. An unemployed woman pretending that deporting illegal immigrants is fascism so she could justify obstructing federal agents to give her life some kind of a purpose. Brainwashed by Democrats who've indoctrinated their voters with the idea that the wealthiest country in the world should be a borderless welfare state. A plan to import millions and stay in power, despite a political agenda that decimates the quality of life for actual Americans. That's what Democrats did. That's what they've brainwashed these Americans into believing, the ones that are out there fighting ICE.
ICE is looking more and more like an American Gestapo. They've seen the kind of fascist ICE Gestapo militias go round up Latino American citizens.
We've got these masked thug cowards kidnapping innocent people and sending them off to be slaves or tortured in other countries.
Secret police who are masked, who are intimidating, who are scaring people.
Yeah. It's all propaganda. It's all for the benefit of the Democrat Party. It's all very obvious. And a woman died because of it. Everybody's reporting the same stories, the same spin. You turn the channel, it's always the same.
All right. And as our sister Bad said, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Family, this and I understand a lot of people are trying to make it so, but we already know, we know personally that when it comes to this situation, yeah.
Problem. Yeah, it's just not my problem. No.
And I want to make sure that everybody knows it ain't. I don't want to say we don't care. Sure, I don't care. Maybe there's somebody out there who does care. But the truth of the matter is, this is something that could have been avoided. It could have. Hell, you can say, one would say, she got the black woman treatment. Let me just put that down. I'm sorry. Maybe Maybe this too soon. Was it too soon? Okay, too soon. Shalom and shalom to our good sister Shamika Gray in the building and our brother Ach in the building. Much love to the both of you. I want to go here because I want to show you how the Nabisco women are crashing out about this situation because they're realizing that, hey, hold up. Hey, that could have been me. That could have been my Nabisco daughter. Oh, yeah. Let's go here, family. Let's go here. A B1 salute to our good brother AO in the building. Much love to you. And thank you for being here. And thank you for your super chat. Your donation is blessed tenfold. And I appreciate your contribution as always, my good brother. Good to see you. Good to see you. Let's go here.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but trained officers do not put themselves in front of moving vehicles, okay? My husband is former law enforcement, and he will concur that if somebody is in the driver's seat trying to move, as an officer, you do not put your body in front of the vehicle, okay? I'm just saying. And in addition to that, it needs to be said, this is a residential area, okay? That was a United States citizen. She had every right not to be detained by a federal agent in her neighborhood, okay? I don't know when we lost the plot, but U.S. citizens should not be gunned fucking down by federal agents.
Did she say U.S. citizens? Hold on, I gotta slow this down because it sounds like this woman said U.S. citizens.
We lost the plot, but U.S. citizens should not be.
She did. She said U.S. citizens. Oh, let's go.
I don't know when we lost the plot, but U.S. citizens should not be gunned fucking down by federal agents in our neighborhoods. I don't know where some of you guys have lost the fucking plot, but that is unfucking acceptable.
Unless you're a black person, right? Okay, Nabisco woman, let's continue.
No, I'm not going to shut up about this because that could have been me. She was a white U.S. citizen and a mother. Do y'all not realize that you do not have to get out of the car for an ICE agent? If they don't have a warrant signed by, I'm not going to shut up about this because that could have been me. No, I'm not going to shut up about this because that could have been me. No, I'm not going to shut up about this because that could have been me. No, I'm not going to shut up about this because that could have been me.
Do you see why they're so upset at this point in time, family? It's really not the fact that this happened, it's to whom it happened to. If it was a black woman in that car trying to protect folk, I guarantee you this woman right here would be saying, well, she shouldn't have been impeding the police. She should have been obstructing justice. Yes, my brother, Iron Will. Oh, you jumping ahead, but dang it, gotta put it on the screen. Where were all the white women for Sandra Bland, Corinne Gaines, Breonna Taylor? And the list goes on and on and on. Remember those names because guess what? We're going to bring those names up once again, just a little bit later. Shout out to my good brother Iron Will for that. Let's continue.
She was a white U.S. citizen and a mother. Do y'all not realize that you do not have to get out of the car for an ICE agent? If they don't have a warrant signed by a judge and they're not arresting you, you don't have to do shit. She was completely within her legal rights to leave. I would have done the same thing. You come up to my car, you do not identify yourself, you do not have a warrant, and you aren't arresting me. I do not have to get out of my car and I can drive away. She was completely within her legal right to do that. These ICE agents are not officers.
She said you get out the car and you do not identify. These folks were, these people, these ICE agents were in full gear. They were in full gear. Why would they need to identify themselves? But go ahead, Nabisco woman.
She was completely within her legal right to do that. These ICE agents are not officers. They do not have training. They're literally throwing $50,000 sign-on bonuses. At least a cop would have known to shoot the tire. You can clearly see she backed up. She turned her wheels away from them. She was already leaving before they even got there. And her 6-year-old son was there and watched her get murdered. Not to mention they didn't even identify themselves. If you're defending this in any way, you need to step back and take a really hard look in the mirror because your moral compass is so screwed.
Hate what's happening to it with people who frankly aren't from here coming in and telling us who should be here. And when it comes down to loving my neighbor, I'm just gonna love my neighbor. So
you have a little peanut with you.
I do. This is Lola.
And why was it important for you to bring her?
Just to feel the energy of love and community, and to show people that I'm not going to let someone else intimidate me to live in a city that doesn't represent what I want it to represent. I want to be able to bring her in a place where people are saying we love our neighbors.
Minnesota is, I grew up here. It's known as a very welcoming place. Can you believe your eyes? Can you believe what you're seeing happening on the street?
I mean, no, and also I have to, because if I don't believe it, I'm not going to take action. And I think it's important to stand up for what's right and show up the way that I want someone to show up for me.
What's your name?
I'm Molly.
Yeah, Molly. Thank you. I hope you make it back. Thank you.
Don't ever fucking come at me about forgetting MAGA ever again. I will not forgive. Ever. I will never forget. Ever. And your protest votes are just as fucking bad.
Yeah, family, she gave me nightmares, and she's going to have to give you nightmares too. It was brought to me, and I got to bring it to you. We got to suffer together, family. Because this woman right here, let's continue. Let's run that back. Because I don't know whether she got out the shower. I don't know if she just in the hot sweats. I don't know what's going on with this woman. But this right here gave me nightmares. I just want y'all to know. I woke up in the middle of the night like, oh, God damn. Whoo. Whoo. She was chasing me down a dark hallway. I'm just saying. Let's continue. Let's get into it.
Don't ever fucking come at me about forgetting MAGA ever again. I will not forgive. Ever. I will never forget. Ever. And your protest votes are just as fucking bad. Those who can be reformed and brought back in when this is over can be. But that does not mean forgiveness. There is no forgiveness after this. And those of you who are still clinging, I wish ego death upon every one of you.
Now, family, notice what they're doing. They're talking about their own sons and daughters. They're talking about their own sons, daughters, brothers, sisters, mothers, fathers. But they're just trying to make it a left or right thing. These folks are all the same. And here's another thing to pay attention to, family. These are the same type of people that was crying all over the floor when Kamala lost. Is it any wonder why they're crashing the hell out over this situation too? Just saying. Rosie O'Donnell here. Rosie O'Donnell over here, you know, she reminds me of everybody that crashed the hell out in 2024. All right, let's continue. Let's continue.
She should have just stayed home. She should have just listened. This never would have happened if she didn't put herself in this situation. He shouldn't have put himself in that situation. He shouldn't have walked in front of her car. They shouldn't have even fucking been there to begin with. And then this shit would have never happened. Let's start at the beginning of how the fuck we got here instead of plopping down in the middle. And why did this happen to cause this? Why the fuck did the beginning of the story happen? Huh? Why the fuck did that happen? She should have just...
Why did the beginning of the story happen? See, that we're not going to do. Because the beginning of the story, you would have to go back to 2020, 2021, when Biden cracked open the goddamn floodgates. It was 2021. When Biden cracked open the floodgates and flooded our communities with all these illegals. That's the beginning of the story. But they want you to believe that the beginning of the story is when ICE actually goes to their neighborhoods. They don't want to mention the whole Biden situation. They don't want to mention the open border situation. Kid is on one. Why is Tuesday Adams wilding out? Oh, Tuesday Adams. That is a classic right there. See, they ain't got that originality. That's original, damn it. Let's go here, family.
Don't come on my page and say that people should be in this country legally. Don't do it. This is ridiculous. It's inhumane. You are a human being, and don't you dare use Jesus' name or God's name in this and say that this is what he would want and pretend to be a Christian, because you're not. This is pure evil. You are scum of the earth. These are people. These are mothers. These are fathers. These are human beings, and all you care about is where they are geographically. Shame on you. Do better. Be better. Don't come on my
It's Civil War time. I hope you guys fucking Democrats need to fucking stand up and start fucking fighting. You better fucking get ready to fight, or you're about to lose your fucking country. Do you guys realize that? Are you listening to what fucking JD Vance is saying right now? Are you listening? I implore you to go watch the fucking press briefing that JD Vance and fucking KK Caroline are fucking doing right now for the White House. I implore you to go fucking watch that shit and then start doing something. We are literally about to lose our fucking country. Do you guys understand this? Do you guys understand this? It is not something for you to just turn a fucking blind eye. This is not a time for you to stick your fucking head in the ground and do nothing. There are two scenarios here, okay? You've got two scenarios. You're either about to lose all your fucking rights. You're going to lose all your rights. This country's about to turn into a fucking dictatorship, and all of the women are about to lose all their fucking rights. I need you to wake the fuck up to that shit. You don't do anything. You do nothing. That's what happens. It is time to fucking fight. It is Civil War time. You guys need to wake the fuck up, stop being little fucking bitches, and start fighting the fuck back. It is time to fight.
So JD Vance confirmed that ICE is going to start going door to door to demand to see proof of citizenship. They are known to reject military IDs and birth certificates as proof. So if you thought you were safe, you're not. I don't know. Sounds pretty 1940s Germany to me.
1940s
So JD Vance
Germany.
confirmed that ICE is going to start going
1940s Germany. They are out here really trying to scare folks. Oh, they don't recognize birth certificates. Who the hell don't recognize birth certificates? ICE? Okay. Telling you, the Nabisco woman, they are willing to teach their children that up is down and down is up as long as it benefits them. You got to remember, it was the Nabisco woman that raised the Nabisco man, and the Nabisco woman is, you know, who that projects this anti-black rhetoric that comes from the Nabisco woman and the Nabisco man, and it just gets passed down, passed down, passed down. And they're willing, like I said, to teach their children that up is down and down is up as long as it benefits them. Let's go here, family. This Nabisco woman is teaching her daughters how ICE agents are mean old people, not police officers. Not police officers, though. They're different from police officers. But ICE agents are mean old people who aren't really agents in all this other nonsense. Excuse me. Let's go here, family. Salute the FBA queen in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here, as well as Kim Brown and Classy K in the building. Much love to you, and thank you for being here. Excuse me. God bless me. God, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Excuse me, family. All right, let's continue.
You know what we're going to right now? What? We are going to what's called a vigil. Do you know what a vigil is? What? So it's where you like hold candles and you sing and you pray and you think about someone who died. Oh, like church? Like church, kind of. And yesterday someone died. Baba? Not Baba. I know your Baba died last year. Yesterday a woman named Renee Good, she was killed by one of those ICE guys. Remember how we talked about the ICE police officers? Not the regular police, the ICE police. Oh, they killed this woman. Why? These ICE officers are just trying to take all of the immigrants. Remember we talked about that, like the people Daddy helps? What are immigrants? I don't know. So they're the people that come from other countries and then they live here. And a lot of times they have different accents or they speak other languages, right? Like yellow? Yeah, and they have different skin color, right? Maybe they have darker skin. Some do, some don't. The person who died is up in the sky. Yeah. And does it matter where anyone comes from? Are we better than them because we come from America? No. Nobody's better than anybody else. Doesn't matter what they look like. Doesn't matter how they talk, right? And so, yes. And so remember Trump? ICE works for Trump. And he wants all the immigrants to go away, especially the ones with darker skin. Is that the right thing to do? No. So then there was a lady. She wasn't an immigrant. She was just a citizen. They weren't being respectful. She was coming to help, and those ICE officers shot her. Do you think that was the right thing for them to do? No. So it makes mommy and daddy very upset that this happened. But we want to make sure that America is a great country. You want to live in a great country that has peace, where people are respectful to each other and kind and loving? When Trump's not when Trump's not the president anymore, maybe things will be better. But right now, he's still the president for a few more years. He's not doing what presidents are supposed to. So you know what you do when presidents aren't doing what they're supposed to do? You go to vigils, like what we're going to, or you hold the candles and you go to protests. Remember when we went to the protest? That's how we show that we're not happy with what America is doing.
This is the Nabisco woman, the Nabisco liberal woman. You are taking your children to a visual. You've taken your children to protest. It seems like you should be held negligent Because if you're watching things like this happen at these protests, why would you take your children there? You're sitting here trying to teach your children that ICE is bad and Trump, ICE works for Trump and Trump don't want any immigrants here. But you're not teaching your children how America works, how, borders, every country have borders, how every country defend their borders. You're not teaching your children about that. You're not teaching your children about how people are acting insane at these quote unquote protests that you're taking them to. So what are you doing? You're taking your children to these protests and you're normalizing the behavior of the people at the protest to your children. So when your children grow up, what do they think they do? They go on and act like what they saw at the protest when they were younger. That would be normal to them. Somebody call CPS. This woman turned around and said that Renee was up in heaven. I can't tell you that. I can't tell you yes or no on that. But we are going to talk about something that would quite push the opposite direction on that. We're going to get there in a second, though. Let's let her continue.
Right? Because can we hurt people to show them we're not happy? No, that's not allowed. We can never hurt anyone. We have to be peaceful. We have to be respectful, but we can still show the government and America that we're not happy with how they're acting. And hopefully we can change it, right, Zoe? If things are bad, do you want to make them better or leave them bad? Make them right. So we need to make it right because they're doing things that are illegal.
She just lied to the children. She said they're doing things that are illegal. No, the illegals did what was illegal, and that is, going into a country without any type of proper paperwork, going to a country without any type of permission, no visas, no jobs, no none of that. Yeah, they broke the law, and so ICE enforces the law, and they're supposed to be doing their jobs. You see, when you teach your children the lies that you want them to hold within themselves, they grow up with that lie and they hold that lie true to their hearts. You did your child a disservice. It would have been better if you actually taught your children how America actually works. And I'm pretty sure you don't do that. You don't talk about the white supremacist system in America. If you want to talk about dismantling illegal things, egalities, let's talk about these legalities. Let's talk about all of the things that the Nabiscos be doing under the white supremacist system. Those are the things you should be talking to your children about. Talking about if we don't like something, we can change those things. Shouldn't you be teaching your children about that system? So if y'all don't agree with that system, wouldn't you want them to grow up and change that system? Nope, because that's not what you find dangerous. You don't mind the system of white supremacy as long as it's working for you, a white supremacist, or a suspected white supremacist, whatever. You're only upset because a white woman was bucked by the same system that you white women love to uphold. Because any other time, that system is there to protect you. That's why y'all not afraid to call the police. And that's why that woman just sat there and made a very clear distinction between ICE and the police, because she can call the police and the police is going to come and protect her. And usually ICE wouldn't have done what they did if she hadn't hit him with her car. Well, at least to the Nabisco woman. Let's go here and let the Nabisco man tell his woman about herself, shall we?
I will never get tired of liberals making videos thinking they're making good points, but actually just proving that they're the problem.
The Obama administration deported over 3 million people, Biden over 4 million, but neither one of them needed troops in the streets to do so.
Well, your count on Obama is a little low, but you're absolutely right. Obama and Biden each deported millions of illegal immigrants, and none of them needed troops on the street to do so. Why? did Obama and Biden not need troops on the street? Come on, you're almost there. You're almost understanding where we're coming from. You're almost at the point where you recognize you're the problem. Obama and Biden didn't need troops on the street because y'all didn't care then. Because when Obama and Biden deported millions of people, you didn't give a shit because it was Democrats doing it. And it's only now that Republicans are deporting people that you want to get involved. Thank you for showing that you are the problem. That for 8 years under the Obama administration and 4 years under the Biden administration, they were able to deport millions upon millions of illegal immigrants, and you didn't give a shit. But now you're willing to fight in the street for every single one of them. Yes, you're the problem.
And that's coming from your Nabisco man, Nabisco woman. That's coming from your Nabisco man. Shout out to our good brother Keezy in the building. White privilege card decline. I love that. Put that on a t-shirt. Shout out to you, family. Shout out to you. And shout out to our good sister Kim Brown. Thank you for your your super chat donation. Your donation is blessed tenfold, and I appreciate your contribution as always, my good sister. You're a smart man, church. Thank you for your knowledge. I appreciate you with all my heart and soul. My grandfather always told me if I'm going to do something, I got to make sure I do it for my people. So I really appreciate you saying that. And once again, thank you for your contribution, my good sister. Let's go here, because while that was going on and the Nabisco woman was crashing out and the Nabisco man had to come in and say, hey, you know, look, get a hold of yourself. Good grief. Get a hold of yourself. A new narrative started forming that this whole situation was not just about the ICE agent getting hit by a car, but no, this whole situation was about misogyny. So this is becoming a situation where it's about men not protecting the women, and men want it to be the masculine, the dominant, if you don't do what I say, instead of it being what it's supposed to be. So then let me rephrase that. So now, everybody get some butter for your popcorn, get you some water. Make sure that you're ready for this, because it's about to go even deeper. Let's go. Lucy Lou has something to say about this situation. Go ahead, Lucy Lou.
I know what I think? This is what I think. I think Jonathan Ross got out of his car. He was filming and wanted to take evidence of whatever was happening here. Then as he approaches Renee, not only is she not trying to agitate or aggravate the situation, she's actually trying to de-escalate the situation. Then Jonathan Ross goes to the back of the car where he encounters Renee's wife. There's something in this part of the footage that I think is important to know. See here, you can see in the reflection of the car, his phone is in his right hand. Then as he's filling the license plate, he encounters Renee's wife. And big, strong Jonathan does not like what she has to say.
It'll be the same fight when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen, former. You want to come at us? I said go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Okay. Outdoor.
Did you catch that? While they're having their exchange, he walks further around the car, and then he does this. He switches the phone from his right hand to his left hand, because what side of his body is his firearm on? See, he was ready. He switched his phone from his right hand to his left hand.
Family, he's a nephew-in-law. I have a nephew-in-law that will let you know that if a cop is recording with their phone and it's in their hand that they use to grab their firearm, 9 times out of 10, they're going to switch their hand. They're going to switch the phone from one hand to the other, because that's the procedure. That's their procedure. When somebody is walking up on them aggressively, like that goddamn Butch woman was doing, yeah, they put their hand on their gun, or they put their hand on their taser. Really, you don't even have to be aggressive. We've all seen goddamn people get pulled over by goddamn traffic cops, and they walk up with their hand on their gun. So the way that she's trying to explain this is to fit her narrative that she's trying to push, which is the misogyny. Let's let her continue.
So his right hand could be ready. This was before the car was moving, because Renee only started driving forward once this guy started pulling on her door trying to open it. But Jonathan Ross already had his gun unholstered. I mean, what does that tell you? Here's what I think. I don't think Jonathan liked that these two women were getting in his way. I don't think that he liked that these two women were emasculating him and making him feel small. Go to sandwich, big boy. He doesn't like that feeling. He's the big strong man. And how dare these bitches make him feel like that? And is anyone shocked that these ICE agents are not only racist, but they're also fucking misogynists? He didn't like that these women were standing up to him. He didn't like that they were in his way.
The ICE agents are not just racist, but they're misogynist. Y'all got that, family? Now, how is the ICE agent racist when the person that he unalived was one of his own? You see, family, this is just like the situation when Charlie Kirk got unalived and everybody was calling, or all those Nabiscos was calling HBCUs, threatening HBCUs as if we had something to do with it. This is kind of the same thing, but just on the different side of the aisle. This woman tried to make it seem like it was about racism, and it had nothing to do with race. It had to do with white on white crime, Nabisco on Nabisco crime. Why the hell are you bringing race into this? And not only did she bring in the race, but she wanted to make sure that she tossed misogyny in there. So once again, these feminist nuts are trying to get all the women that they can to come and fight the battles for them so that they don't have to take the punishment that that woman took. That's all it is. Exactly, my sister. Mayo on mayo crime. That's another great point. Equal opportunity. And that's another a fantastic point, my sister Key Prince. There are women in ICE too. Don't let these fools tell it. Oh yeah, they absolutely did. They absolutely did. As a matter of fact, they're trying to make this whole situation into a George Floyd situation, but it's not getting much traction. We're going to talk about that in a bit too. It is coming up. Trust me when I say, family. Let's let her continue.
You can even hear it after he puts 3 bullets in Renee's fucking face. He says this. He doesn't care that the woman that he just shot 3 times was dead or alive, but he made sure that he called her a fucking bitch. And again, her tires were to the right. His body was to the left. If she wanted to run him over, she would have gone straight. I'm no forensics expert. I'm no crime scene investigator, but I'm seeing what I said.
Clearly, you're not a forensic expert. And clearly, crime scene expert either. Family, if a woman hits me with her car, you cannot hold me responsible for the reaction in which I give. And I'm not talking about the shooting. I'm talking about the fucking bitch part. Excuse my French. If I call you a bitch because you ran me over or tried to run me over, that's just what you are in my eyes at that point in time. Because only a F and B would try to run over a human being. You don't even have to be a goddamn police officer to use this logic. There's a lot of people. My homeboy, 2 months ago, called me up. And he was like, his ex-girlfriend got mad at him because he changed all the locks. He sent her to her mom's house with all her stuff. He changed all the locks while she was gone. And then when she decided to come back to fight for her love, he said he didn't want nothing to do with her. And he was on his way to work, so he was trying to get in his car. This woman tried to run her car into his car while he was standing in the door. I told this dude, I said, brother, Lil Mike, that's his name, Lil Mike. Or sometimes Mikey, we call him Mikey. I'm like, look, little brother, leave that woman the hell alone. That woman is unhinged, and that bitch will kill you. And notice I said bitch there, because that is some stuff that you can call a woman a bitch for. You can call a man a bitch for some shit like that. Anybody who does that to a person, you can call a bitch. Because that's some bitch shit. You just tried to unalive this person. All because you're emotionally unhinged. So I'm not gonna sit here and act like him calling her a bitch is just so outlandish. She damn near hit him with the car. Let's just be clear about that. Now, this ain't me taking up for the agent. Maybe he could have shot at the wheels or whatever the situation is. But at the end of the day, I'm not mad at him for calling her a bitch. No, I would have probably said the same damn thing. But let's let her continue. Looks like we're finished here. Yeah, we're finished here. All right, let's go here. Like I said, family, it's about to get real unhinged in this piece. Shout out to our good brother Rashad Wallace in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here.
Round them all up. Put them in a big room that kind of looks like it could be a gas chamber. Don't actually do anything to them. Like, they'll be fine. Don't gas chamber them, but just put them in a room and tell them that's what you're gonna fucking do to them. Watch them all cry like the little baby back bitches that they actually are on their insides, and probably piss and shit their goddamn pants. Oh yeah? Is that funny? I had one of you as a little brother. I know exactly how you got the way you are. And it's because your daddy was exactly the same fucking way. You're not even your own fucking person. You're just a compilation of all the hatred that your father handed down to you, dumb motherfucker. Round them all up.
Now, family, and shout out to our sister Allie Alex in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here. Family, these people running around talking about ISIS Gestapo. This is Gestapo. This is Gestapo. But then on the other side of the fence, you have, look, you two, they scare me too. I'm not going to lie, Toria. I cannot be around no white woman like this whatsoever. I don't like being around white women whatsoever because, God dang it, out of all the stuff I done learned throughout my years. But still, this type of white woman, yeah, I got to be far away from it. 100% full, family. So I agree with you. But notice, these folks are running around screaming Gestapo, Gestapo, Gestapo. And then you go to the liberal side and they're talking about gas chambers. Put them in a gas chamber. And who is she talking about? She's not talking about just Democrats. She's talking about men. Men. And that's why she made sure to say this.
Ants. Oh yeah? Is that funny? I had one of you as a little brother. I know exactly how you got the way you are. And it's because your daddy was exactly the same fucking way. You're not even your own fucking person. You're just a compilation of all the hatred that your father handed down to you, dumb motherfucker.
What I say, they're making this about man versus woman at this point in time. At least this situation. Because they feel the weight of their privilege being lifted. They feel the weight of their man taking out one of their own in their eyes, another Nabisco woman. Hey, another good point. Then got the nerve to have on the Selena shirt. Get the hell out of here. You are absolutely correct, man. Let's go here.
A shithole country, America, and this is what happens because none of you would vote for a fucking woman. I hate you all. As I watch ICE agents in Minneapolis, Minnesota murder a woman in cold blood, I'm reminded that those ICE agents have joined up with that agency because they want to murder people, just like Christine Ohm wants to murder dogs. When you put murderous people in charge, then people die, and no one is going to be left untouched by this. The United States has fallen to violence. The entire Trump administration is drenched in nothing but bloodlust and violence. We are violent. We are monsters. We are destroying the planet, and we are doing it at the hands of violence because you have normalized guns, because you have normalized violence, because you have normalized the most despicable things. And these people can't even get a woman to look at their disco stick because of how fucking disgusting they are, but they are given a permit to kill us by the United States government. You live in a shithole country, America, and everyone who's watching this from wherever else around the world, I want you to know, yeah, we know what the fuck is going on here, and yeah, there are a million morons who are cheering on their own destruction. We have our own Hitler running everything, and now they're seeking to destroy not only American streets, but the streets of Greenland, the streets of Mexico, the streets of Venezuela, the streets of Cuba. What kind of disaster have you brought upon yourselves, America, and why aren't you angry enough yet? Why aren't you mad enough yet? We are dying in the streets here. They are killing us. They are killing people over the world. And all of this because you voted for a man who has a lust for power that cannot be quenched. Because you voted for people who can't even be trusted around other people's wives. This is what happens when you lean into your very worst tendencies. This is what happens. The entire world is paying a price, and we are paying a price here on these streets. And if you are not angry enough yet, now is the time. Be angry.
I didn't hear any of that for Corinne Gaines, Sandra Bland, Breonna Taylor. Did you? Did any of you hear these women speaking like this when our sisters was being unalived in their own damn home? Sonia Massey was just unalived in her own damn home. I didn't hear no Nabisco woman speaking like this. No, because it all falls back on them right now. It's all coming back home. The chickens are coming home to roost. The roosters are coming home to cockle-doodle-doo. And these women are mad because, God dang it, we're sitting back and our women are sitting back and everybody's sitting back watching it happen because you guys did the same damn thing. America wasn't crumbling. America wasn't a shithole country. America wasn't nothing until this woman got popped. How is that? How is it? And trust me, my good brother, I understand sometimes you just got to mute a second because, you know, these women are totally unhinged. My reasoning in playing these clips is to show folks, especially people within our community, that this is nothing and should have nothing to do with us. Push this shit to the far side because these people didn't give a damn about us. Why the hell are we sitting here talking like we need to stand up now because some Nabisco woman has been unalived? They wasn't sounding like this for none of our sisters that was taken prematurely, murdered by the same police that other Nabisco woman was teaching her children is different from ICE. So trust me, I get it, family. But I want to show this hypocrisy, and that's what we got to do. We have to get this cleared up today. Because now you will have, and guarantee you will have, some goddamn boot lip tap dancing, maybe could be a tether, maybe not a tether type women coming out, really trying to make it seem like it's our fault because she heard men. Now that it's men versus women, women versus men, that these Nabisco women are quite clearly trying to make the narrative become. Here comes your feminist, your mop feminist, to be more specific, to say the most ignorant shit to black men as if it's our duty to go out and protect the world. I want to be very clear to all the black feminists out there and all the mop feminists, the melanated other people. Let me make this clear to you. Foundational Black American men, we are not day-day. We are not the top flight security of the world, Craig. And nor will we act as such. We're protecting our women. We protect our children. We protect our community. That's it. So anybody who's have conversations who talk like this woman that I'm about to play, oh, you could take your ass right there over there to the other side of the fence. Go live with those feminists. Go live with those divestors. Go live with all those folks who wouldn't spit on you if you was on fire. Let's go here, family.
The reason why black men lose respect from me is because y'all put all this effort into hip hop culture, bang, bang, violence, shoot, shoot, kill, to kill each other. And when it's time to shoot a cop, an ICE agent, stand up to a white man, y'all be dead silent.
What the f does that mean, Kobe Bryant?
Did you take a stupid pill with your breakfast this morning, Admiral?
No, family. She really said that. I'm going to play it back.
The reason why black men lose respect from me is because y'all put all this effort into hip hop culture, bang, bang, violence, shoot, shoot, kill, to kill each other. And when it's time to shoot a cop, an ICE agent, stand up to a white man, y'all be dead silent. And it's not sitting with me. Like, I don't respect y'all at all for that reason. It's all fake. The hip hop culture bullshit is all fake. It's all ego. It's not rooted in no real shit. How the fuck do y'all put more energy into killing each other than killing the white people that be enslaving us? But ready to die over some Jordans, die over petty shit. But when it's time to shoot a cop, you can't do it. You don't got no balls, no gas in your tank. Miss me with that bullshit. The reason why
internalize the flatulation of the matter by transmitting the effervescence of the Indonesian proximity in order to further segregate the crux of my venereal infection.
This is what these people sound like to me. It sounds like I'm sitting in a Charlie Brown cartoon and all I'm hearing is wah, 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 wah. Because that's all she's really doing. And yeah, I guarantee you, Kim, she's a damn tether. I'm sniffing the tether out because really, we never say things like hip hop culture. Hip hop is a part of our culture. Hip hop culture isn't about shoot 'em up gangbanging crap. That's just things that is being projected and things that are being promoted to us. And it's being promoted by people who are outside of our community. So when you talk about hip hop as a culture, as if, oh, we're supposed to all be running around here with our pants sagging, ready to shoot police and shoot ICE agents, you sound retarded. You sound ignorant. You sound thir. Y'all remember that character that Damian Wayans used to play? Handicap Man? That's what she sounds like to me. Still Kevin. He said Nia wrong. I love it. Handyman. Yeah, Handyman. That was his name. And that's exactly what she reminds me of. Third. Yeah, she's one of the other, Tether or Sambo. She could be a bed wench. But we know that she's not like us. Let's just leave that at that. But shout out to this sister that I am about to play, because she is like us and she knows, God dang it, that type of nonsense don't benefit us in any way. Let's go here.
It is not your job to fight against ICE. I'm going to say it one more time for folks in the back. That is not your job. To be clear, I support ICE. I always supported ICE. Straight up. But for those who don't support ICE, it's not your job to get in their way. One, what you're doing is illegal. Two, what happened in Minnesota could happen to many others if you think it's okay to step in their way from doing their job. As a parent, I think it's wise for you to stay home. I don't care how you feel about them. Stay home. You want to be angry, mad, fuss, cuss, scream, holler, cry, mourn, do that at home. At least you'll be alive to live the next day. What that young lady did, and again, I hate that she passed away due to this event. I really do. My heart goes out to her and her family. But when I watched the video, I watched it from different angles too, to be clear. When I watched it the first time, I thought the officer was at fault. I did. Until I watched it again. And when she didn't comply, then she tried to escape from the ICE agent. She almost ran over an ICE agent. And then the ICE agent, did what he needed to do to save his own life. And now the media is outraged. I don't understand how people put themselves in that position and then they are no longer here and then the media is outraged. I'm blaming the media for these events that's happening too. A lot of you guys are instigators. You don't want to fact check nothing. You cherry pick and you brainwash people into thinking what you all want them to believe. And because of this method, you're seeing results like this. I'm going to say this to everybody. I don't care how you feel about ICE. Don't get in their way. You want to live another day, stay out of their way. These people are professionally trained to do what they do. And they are here to protect American citizens. That's including those who don't agree with what they're doing. They are protecting you too. You don't like what ICE is doing? Okay, oh well, stay home. What is the harm in staying home? I would never understand, mainly with white liberals, why y'all feel the need to try to save somebody. Stay home. Stay home, okay? No one asks for your handout. No one asks you to be anything to anyone, to be clear. Stay your behind home, okay? The Bible says, be angry, do not sin. You can be angry all you want, but don't act out because there's consequences to that. Big consequences. So like I just said, I don't care how y'all feel about ICE. You be angry at all the things, but you can do that at home in the midst of your own atmosphere, in your own safe space, and you'll be able to live to see another day. Okay? All right, I love y'all. Remember that the Lord loves you more, but y'all, please stay home. There's no harm in staying home. Stay home. Stay home. Stay home, especially when you're a parent. Stay home. For real. Stop putting yourselves in these positions and then get mad when things happen to you. Yeah, that part.
Thank you, my sister, for making that simple and making it plain. Stop going out there antagonizing situations and then being surprised by the outcome of the situation you antagonized. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. Exactly, my sister. Cause and effect. Cause and effect. Every cause has an effect. Hell, you can't really, that's the law of the universe at this point in time. We already know. With every motion, it creates another motion. With every cause, you will see the effect, whether you see it now or whether you see it later. And that woman just got instant effect. That's just what that was. A B1 salute to our good sister C. Terry in the building. Much love to you, my sister Queen, as well as Willie Boney in the building. Much love to you, and thank you for being here as well. Family, now with the woman, the Nabisco woman, making it about Nabisco men, I think they pissed off one of their little rainbows because their rainbow had to come out and address that situation. And you know it's bad when the Nabisco woman is sounding clinically insane and the rainbow kid, the rainbow boy, Nabisco, is actually sounding more sane than the Nabisco woman is. Shout out to Only Us in the building. Much love to you, as well as Big Hair in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here. Let's go here, family. Now tell me, does this person look clinically sane? Or do he look clinically insane? Now, when this is speaking straight logic versus a Nabisco woman, you know the Nabisco woman is in trouble. Let's go.
Everyone is not telling the truth about what happened in Minnesota a few days ago, so here's the clean, cut, and dry truth. This woman was impeding a federal investigation with her car, blocking traffic. And when this happened, from every camera angle, yes, if you don't just watch the one that looks like this guy fired a shot for no reason, you do see that the car makes impact with him before he fires that first shot into the windshield. Now, people are outraged over this, and maybe he was a little trigger happy, but it's impossible to judge someone in this situation when it's high intensity and you have a 1,000-pound vehicle coming towards you, multi-1,000-pound vehicle coming towards you. If this woman simply protested in a different way, a way that wasn't illegal, in a way that wasn't going to get her in the situation, knowing she had 3 kids at home, this would have never happened. This kind of stuff is avoidable. This kind of stuff shouldn't have happened in the first place, and I think everyone is blaming the wrong person.
Family, when that is the face of reason, you know there's a problem. You know there's a problem. So now that that is backfiring and a lot of folks is really ain't having them do this because I'm a man thing that this happened. Now you got another Nabisco woman who just came out and she's trying to pull on the heartstrings of everybody and say, well, I got to leave the country now because my husband, he came here to learn English. He came here to be an American and live the American dream. And now we got to go because ICE is making it unsafe for us. Yeah, family, let's go there. Shout out to April Showers in the building. Much love to you. Thank you for being here. Let's go here, family.
My husband and I finally made the difficult decision to leave the United States. It was not an easy decision, and it came from a lot of.
Now, family, notice she said her husband and her. made the difficult decision to leave the United States. But as you listen, family, just notice she really didn't make the decision and he really didn't make the decision. ICE made the decision for them. Let's go here.
My husband and I finally made the difficult decision to leave the United States. It was not an easy decision, and it came from a lot of conversations, but we finally realized we're fighting to stay somewhere that not only is he unwanted, but we're fighting to stay in a place that's just falling apart more and more each day and becoming an unrecognizable place. My husband came here to study English and to be part of, everything the United States had to offer, which was a better life. The irony. Let me tell you a few things that I'm also forfeiting as a US citizen that our country fights so hard to protect their interest. I am now forced to go live in another country just to preserve my marriage. This comes with leaving my family behind, leaving my law license behind that took me years and years to get. I'm not licensed, obviously, in another country, so I have to find an entirely new profession and start over entirely. Being a disabled veteran, someone who broke their back and both of their hips in the military, I am now forced to forfeit my personalized care plan that I have worked the last decade to develop with my physicians. I have medications that I take on a daily basis, and the VA does not ship them out of the country. This also just means that our kids will not really have a relationship with my family. How did we get to a place where the destruction, the waterfall of destruction is just so normalized? I can't stress enough how much I'm not trying to make this about me as much as I'm trying to shed light for those who truly don't get it yet. You should care that your fellow citizens are now being forced to leave the country to stay married. That's where we've gotten. And if that's okay with you, what the hell? To stand 10 toes down behind this administration and to support them at the expense of your fellow citizens should cause alarm bells. You should not be able to rationalize that. This is not as simple as some people are making it out to be. This will easily become a channel of watching us start over from scratch. I've got to find a new job in a country where I need to learn how to speak the fluent language and uproot everything I know just because I fell in love with an immigrant. Stay tuned for our journey and watch me pack up my entire house alone because I'm also robbed of any help in this process because my husband will be in ICE detention until the time that they drive him from the facility to the airport.
I thought that you and your husband been having many conversations. I thought y'all came to the decision to move out the country together. Well, it seems like ICE made that decision for you. It seems like ICE said, you guys are going to have to relocate because you said that he's in detention right now. So it would seem that y'all didn't have these conversations. Y'all didn't decide to move. ICE is deporting him, and you, as his wife, is going to go with him to be his wife wherever he goes. And that's admirable. Pretty admirable. However, let's not act as if y'all came to this conclusion yourselves. And I heard all the things that you were saying, you got to give up your law degree. And that sucks because as somebody who is pursuing a law degree right now, I understand how long it takes and how much time and stress and everything else it pulls on you, it puts on you. Okay. I do understand that. However, I gotta let you know that, even though your law degree is going to be taken, and even though your VA won't ship your medication out of the States and things like that, I gotta let you know. My problem. Whatsoever. I hate to sound insensitive, but I'm not. Maybe you can get somebody to go to a P.O. box since the VA won't send it to the country that you need to be sent it to. Why don't you get you a P.O. box, get a friend, give them the key, have the VA send your medication to the P.O. box, and then you can have your friend mail you all the medication that you need. Since you're a veteran, I respect the veterans. One would think that veterans would respect the law of the land. They fight to protect and preserve the Constitution according to, the military. So, one would expect that as ex-military, you would understand why your husband is being deported. I'm just saying. Shout out the Renaissance woman for that right there. Hold up, hold the hell up. What you won't do, you do for love. You tried everything, but you won't give up. Just go ahead, jump on that plane. You'll do it. You'll get it done. So you can be with the person you love. Do your thing. I applaud that. Just saying. Shout out to our sister C. Terry. Thank you for your super chat. Your donation is blessed tenfold. I appreciate your contributions as always, my good sister. I'm not even jacking up versus the state of Virginia, and that's legal. So, hey, love versus the state of Virginia. What do you want to do? Shout out to you. Thank you for your donation, family. Much love to you. Family, let's get into some of the truth of the matter. I guess we can say here. Let's get into the truth about the Renee Good woman. Let's go here.
In this picture saying justice for Renee, but they completely cut out the rest of the part showing when she was pregnant and happy with a husband. So for this particular video, I'm going to use this picture, the actual person who was radicalized, who attempted to kill an ICE officer. And guess what? Other than minding her business, there's other things she could have done which would have costed her, or which would in turn make her alive today. And it's this.
That Mustang's coming on you pretty fast. She just ran a red light. Guys, fast little car. She's right behind you now.
Though this is someone completely different, this is what that lady did, and this was the result.
You're impeding with the federal investigation. We have your own camera. We actually have news reporters with this vehicle. Your case will be referred over to Homeland Security investigation for prosecution. You will be arrested. This is your last and final warning. Hold on a second, guys. Give me your license, please. Everybody, one second, tell you. You have cases in danger? Put your vehicle in the park and shut it off, please. I understand, but you are impeding. Look what you are. You are almost causing an accident. You are surrounded by federal agents. And I am the deputy field officer director here, ma'am. Stand by. We're running the name. We're going to refer this case over for enforcement action.
Please, please, please.
Kylie,
yes, please.
You turn around and get out of here.
I'm getting out of here.
There you go. Slow down.
Yes.
Hey, guys, I got it. Got it. Everybody break away. Everybody break away.
I'm going home.
Kylie, look at me. Quiet. Look at me. Take a deep breath. Okay, I need you right now. Take a deep breath. I want you to pull over right here and go home. Okay? Take a deep breath.
I'm shaking.
You may leave. Please turn around. I'm going to stop traffic for you. Go. Okay?
Now, class, what have we learned? If you're doing something illegal, like chasing around ICE agents, impeding with a federal law enforcement, and you get stopped, if you comply with lawful orders given by the ICE agents to you, if you comply, you won't get shot, and you go home to see your children. It's simple.
And that's simple. Who said what's up with these tethers and do-rags? Shout out to you for that. That had me tickled. Let's go here, family. And shout out to our sister M. Hampton, in case I didn't give you a shout out when you got in here, sister. It's always good to see you. Much love to you. Let's go here.
You might not like the truth, but I'll never tell lies. Drive, baby, drive.
Every morning, just so you know, it'll be the same thing when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen. You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead. No car. Get out of the fucking car.
Newly released footage of the horrible Minnesota ICE shooting has just surfaced. This footage comes from the ICE officer himself. In the video, you can clearly see that she was not scared for her life. Her and her girlfriend were antagonizing officers. She was blocking traffic while her girlfriend was talking shit. And you can clearly hear her girlfriend say, drive, baby, drive. So when the girlfriend said, oh my God, I got my girlfriend killed, she would be correct. If you think a white liberal woman is crazy, oh, a white liberal lesbian? Huh. next level. You can clearly hear the officer getting hit with the car. You can clearly see her looking at the officer directly in front of her, and you can hear her slamming onto the gas. Yet liberals and the mainstream media want to paint it out like she was fearing for her life, calling her a victim of brutality. Let me remind you, if the officer wouldn't have shot at her and she ran him over and killed him, the left would be celebrating right now. I do not feel sorry for someone who chooses ideology over her children. See, Renee Nicole Good, mother of 3, has ties to left-wing networks that harass and dox ICE agents. She created her own tragedy through her radical action. And the message from Vice President Vance yesterday was very clear and very much on point. Far-left rhetoric and biased media coverage are dangerous. He slammed the media yesterday after their scrutiny of the federal agents' response. He claims it's an absolute disgrace what they're doing, and it radicalizes people on the left to endanger the lives of ICE agents. The media's spin fuels division, risks lives, and erodes the facts. However, America is rejecting the lies and supporting our agents, and we should demand the truth from them before any more harm comes. Now I want to hear from you guys. Does the media's dangerous spin on everything put more lives at risk? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, love you guys. Peace.
All right. So that's that. I also want to play the Nabisco's man once more. Once more, got to play the Nabisco's husband because he's bringing some information out. Because, you know, all these people are running around talking about ICE unalived, a mother. She was a white woman. She was a mother beloved by everyone. And everybody asks the same question that I asked. I asked, well, if she's a mother, why the hell wasn't she home with her children? What makes you think that you should be putting yourself in danger when you have children at home? And you know the Nabisco man, once you throw the Nabisco man under the bus, oh, the Nabisco man goes at it. You're my woman and you're throwing me under the bus? Oh yeah, let me go and find everything I need to find. So let's welcome back the Nabisco man.
Hey, just a little tidbit about the left's new hero. Yeah, she only has custody of one of her kids. And the reason she only has custody of one is that her domestic partner, a woman, yeah, she likes to beat the shit out of kids and put cigarettes out on their arm. And she chose that woman over her kids. Yeah, the court was basically like, hold on, if you're going to stay with her, you don't get to keep the kids. And she was like, yeah, that's fine. So when people were asking, why was this mother not at home taking care of her children? It's because her children were taken away from her. Because her partner likes to beat the shit out of them and use their fucking arms as ashtrays. It's amazing to me that every hero of the left turns out to be an awful human being. Like, that's not surprising, but it's the reality. Because anybody that would believe in the ideology that the left believes, anybody that would take action and try to run over a federal agent, yeah, I could assume that they were an idiotic piece of shit. But I have to say that the level of choosing your partner over your children, of staying with someone who likes to beat the shit out of your kids, that's a new level.
So, you know, when the woman said earlier, oh, she's in heaven, she told her children the woman was in heaven. If that was the case, if this is alleged, but if that was the case, yeah, I don't think she's up there doing too well. I don't think she's up there. I think you might want to look down. I'm just saying, choosing somebody, I won't choose nobody over my children. That's just that. I have one kid and one kid only, and my son, he comes before anything and everybody. So at the end of the day, you know, for a person to make that decision, yeah, that's some hateful stuff to me in my eyes. You know, but just wanted to say that, wanted to put that out there. Now, let's talk about some of the officials who are coming out making dumb and saying dumb comments as if there's no such thing as the rule of law, as if there's no such thing as federal law, and everybody's just breaking the federal law and breaking the state law because of the fact that they're participating in these ICE raids, or they're just listening and going by what Donald Trump says during these ICE raids. Let's go here, family, because it's very, very, very telling that these people are so unhinged about this situation. The mayor, Jacob Frey of Minneapolis, had this to say about this situation. Let me give a B1 salute to our good brother, Christopher Ellis. Thank you for your Cash App donation, family. Your donation is blessed tenfold, and I appreciate your contributions as always, my good brother. Let's go over here what Christopher Ellis had to say.
I think the question that you're getting to, which I'm not.
Excuse me, not Christopher Ellis. Shout out to our brother Christopher Ellis. Let's get over here to what Jacob Frey had to say. Excuse me.
Have not wholly answered yet is like, you're basically asking, can our cops arrest them?
Yeah.
From a legal perspective, yes. From a practical perspective, to state the reality, yeah, it does get kind of hard when they drastically outnumber us.
Let me just explain something to the folks who don't understand how the construction of power works in America. The state has power. The state lends power to the federal government. The federal government exceeds the state's power. So, if the federal government is sending their agents in order to arrest citizens or non-citizens, and they have legal right to do so, then no, the state cannot arrest federal agents for doing their damn jobs. That's like going to the border and arresting the border patrol for keeping the goddamn border locked up. Better yet, that's like, let's remove it from law enforcement in itself. That's like somebody going into a hospital and arresting the head doctor in the place, in the joint, because all the doctors there are operating on people, doing their jobs. No, the police cannot arrest ICE officers for doing their jobs. Now, if the ICE officers does something that's illegal, like, who's to say, let's say if he grapes a woman, yes, you can arrest the ICE agent. If he beats a woman, all these things that you normally would do that's illegal, if he does them, yes, you can arrest them. But you can't arrest an agent for doing their job, nor can you arrest an agent for firing on a woman who tried to run him over when he was doing his job. They were obstructing justice. Then she tried to run the man over and he unloaded on her. Pause. That's not something you can arrest an ICE officer for. Now, if he just walked up and just randomly unloaded on her, that would be a different situation. But I want y'all to pay attention to how they're trying to make the rule of law no rule at all. They're flipping things upside down. They're trying to make up, down, and down, up, left, right, and right, left. Let's continue.
And they have bigger guns than we do. It does. And here's the thing. We don't want to create warfare in the street. We want to keep our communities safe. We're trying our very best to do that. So nobody, our police officers, ICE agents, civilians, nobody can act illegally. Nobody can. And so we're trying to find the best way to prevent these ICE agents from acting illegally while not causing a firestorm on the street.
This is how idiotic Jacob Frey is. Or at least he's, at this point in time, he appears to be. You're sitting here saying no one can break the law or do anything illegally. No police, no ICE officers, no one. While actively trying to keep people who broke the law to get here illegally from being deported. Make it make sense. Can anyone in the chat make that make sense? I'm going to play it one more time.
Our police officers, ICE agents, civilians, nobody can act illegally.
But yet, the people who acted illegally, you're trying to protect them. You're trying to make sure that your police officers don't work with the people who are supposed to be getting the people who's acting here illegally out of the country. You're telling them not to work with them. This is the sheer hypocrisy of what these people be doing. Oh, nobody could come here acting illegally. Oh, except those illegals, you know. We got to make sure nobody removes these illegals illegally. This is basically what we're hearing, family.
Nobody can. And so we're trying to find the best way to prevent these ICE agents from acting illegally while not causing a firestorm on the street. Am I saying it won't happen? No, I'm not saying it won't happen. What I'm saying is, like, you know, I am in charge of keeping the peace and directing our police officers, and I got to keep everybody safe. And so I can't commit to anything.
All right, let's go here, family. This is Seattle's mayor.
Yesterday, armed ICE agents in an unmarked vehicle detained 3 North Seattle neighbors at Evergreen Wishelli Cemetery. I am furious at the federal government's abuse of power. It is unacceptable to kidnap people who are simply going about their lives. There is no place for this in Seattle. This latest abuse comes on the heels of the murder of Renee Nicole Good in Minneapolis by federal agents. Renee was a poet, a caring neighbor, and a mother. Someone with a family whose community is now grieving unimaginable loss.
Snapshot on fire, Marshall Bill, ladies and gentlemen. Snapshot on fire, Marshall Bill. Those family members aren't with her right now. And they wasn't with her when she was doing what she did. As a matter of fact, she chose not to even keep those families members. She kept her girlfriend. But continue.
These are not abstractions. These are real people, real families, and real harm. I know many people in our community are frightened and outraged about the way ICE and other federal enforcement agencies are being deliberately deployed across the country to intimidate and harm our communities. I am heartbroken and outraged too. This moment demands action. Here's what we're doing. Seattle is a welcoming city. We already have laws in place that forbid our local police from aiding ICE in most instances. The police will adhere to these laws. That's an important step. But it's also true that we have limited authority with regard to the actions of federal agencies. And I know that our existing laws are not enough to keep people safe. So I'm working with Police Chief Barnes, City Attorney Evans, immigrant rights groups, and local leaders to identify every possible legal argument, public resource, and creative tool we can use to keep the people of Seattle safe. This will take all of us. I urge you to sign up for the Washington for All ICE mobilization alerts. And don't stop there. I encourage you to raise your voices and demand that every elected official does what they can to actually protect the people who make our neighborhoods home. This is a scary situation, and situations like this are when we show ourselves who we are and what we believe. Here in Seattle, we practice solidarity. Everyone should be safe in their homes, in their workplaces, and in their city. My message to our immigrant neighbors: this is your city. You should be safe here, and I'm determined to make it that way.
Shout out to our sister Lemonade in the building. Much love to you, and thank you for being here, family. Not my mayor, her first. This is her first job out of her parents' basement. God dang. God dang. Shalonda said that's her mayor as well. She can't stand her lying ass, and I can see. I can see why. I can absolutely see why. She looks like one of those chicks that stayed in the basement her whole damn life. She looked like Carrie 2.0. That's what I don't get. I want to highlight what our brother Only Us just put up, because this is a great question. How are you telling law enforcement to interfere with law enforcement that's working legally? Great question. Inquiring minds would love to know. Let's go here, family. I know y'all heard about the Philadelphia police chief that was running around talking this nonsense. Let's go here.
Good afternoon. I'm Rochelle Bilal, the sheriff for the city and county of Philadelphia. And I say her name, Renee Good. Renee Good. Renee Good. Renee Good. Renee.
Oh, yeah, family. We're about to get into that too. Let's go. I'm going to run that back.
Good afternoon. I'm Rochelle Bilal, the sheriff for the city and county of Philadelphia. And I say her name, Renee Good. Renee Good. Renee Good. Renee. County of Philadelphia. And I say her name. Rochelle Bilal, the sheriff for the city and county of Philadelphia. And I say her name. I'm Rochelle Bilal, the sheriff for the city and county of Philadelphia. and I say her name, Renee Good. Renee Good. Renee Good. This should not have happened, but we're here today. Let know that law enforcement professionals, real ones, not the fake made up ICE, probably Trump's new army to attack citizens of the United States. Did you hear what I said? No law enforcement professional wears a mask. None. None. Those that come into our communities wearing a mask to commit crime, thank God for our district attorney, Larry Krasner, who said he's going to lock them up. And I'm saying now, we are not going to whisk you away for them to hide your identity, because when you do it there, you're getting arrested there.
Family, these are the people that I have so much disdain for. They threw out a black woman to say this nonsense, and she knows it's nonsense. Real police officers don't wear masks. I guess you never heard about your elite task force y'all call SWAT, right? Y'all, you forgot all about SWAT. Am I wrong? Hell, not only did you forget about SWAT, but you forgot about how y'all use SWAT. Did you? Did you not? Hold on. Hold the hell up. Hold the horses. Let's go here for a quick second. Let me bring this up. Y'all don't remember what they did during the COVID? Yeah. How Tim Walsh was sending National Guards through the middle of the street? Oh, yeah, let's go here.
Oh, there's more. Look at this. They just keep coming.
Oh, go inside! Get inside! Get inside! Get inside! Get in your house now! Let's go! Light them up! Go inside now! Get, inside. Get in the house!
Get in!
Oh, God, that hurt. You got
Are you okay?
right on the fucking crotch.
Are you okay? You got hit?
I'm good. They're fucked for that, dude. What?
Okay.
But you want to talk about...
Oh, there's more.
You want to talk about mask? You want to talk about masked agents? Okay, let's let it continue.
No whisk away for them to hide you. None of that here. None of that here. Law enforcement professionals do not shoot at moving vehicles. I'm not saying fleeing, because she wasn't fleeing. She was getting out of the way. Law enforcement.
Excuse me? She wasn't fleeing. She was getting out of the way. The officer gave her a lawful order. If it was anybody else given that lawful order, that would be called fleeing the scene. It would be called resisting arrest. Now, all of a sudden, she wasn't fleeing. She was getting out of the way. Her own damn wife said, "Go, baby, go." Y'all ain't here tearing her ass up. Hercules. I don't remember who put it in chat, but I saw it a few minutes ago where it said that she looks like she was about to say, "How you doing?" Y'all been in the chat just tearing her up. Norbit. Oh man, y'all ain't right in here. Y'all is wrong. Not Big Bertha. Not Big Bertha. Y'all, let's let her continue. Rasputin. Oh, y'all.
Professionals do not stand in front of moving vehicles invoking an action that is illegal. No, we don't. And so we stand here today with all those who stand against the made up fake, what you can call ICE, professional law enforcement. I don't call them none of that.
made up fake professionals you call ICE. Do they not get a job from the federal government? Are they not under Homeland Security? Is that not a federal job? Why are you sitting here saying this made up? Every position is made up. Your position was made up. Oh, family. This is why Jason Black say you can't trust these old niggas. Because this sounds like some old nigga nonsense. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. This is what old nigga babble sounds like to me. This is an older, not an elder, an older. Jesus Christ, this woman here.
Call ICE professional law enforcement. I don't call them none of that. I call them made up, fake, wannabe law enforcement. Because what they do is against not only legal law, but the moral law. So I'm with the DA, and we will work with them if any of them want to come in this city and commit a crime.
Did she say she's not with the legal law, but the moral law?
Because what they do is against not only legal law, but the moral law.
Okay. What they do is not only against legal law, but moral law, and she's wrong on both ends. Wrong on both ends. It's that simple. And the fact that she's black and they're using her in order to try to defend a bunch of people that hinders our ability to build generational wealth here, that is egregious. But you see how many stars she got on her lapel there? Should be her collar, not her lapel, her collar. That means she's been tap dancing and bootlicking for a while now. Shout out to Cold Coffee TV in the building. Much love to you. Look at that ashy tether in the background, man, because he ain't the front man. And they told him you could be the front man if you could speak English, speak clearly. I can work hard. No, we need you to speak clearly, Mutande. I can work harder. Nah, we're just gonna put the mammy up front. Go ahead, mammy. Do what you do. Hey, good point. All those stars represent white pats on the head. That's a good Negro. That's a good Negro. Yeah, we'll give you a chance to speak for white people. Go ahead, good Negro. Go and get up out there. Let's let her continue.
So I'm with the DA, and we will work with them. If any of them want to come in this city and commit a crime, you will not be able to hide. Nobody will wish you off. You don't want this smoke, because we will bring it to you. And the fake, whatever they call them, because I can't say the name, but the criminal in the White House would not be able to keep you from going to jail.
And guess what? Your state will not keep you from going to jail either, from impeding on a federal investigation, from obstructing a federal investigation. You're a police officer. You should know these things. Y'all talking real bad, real bold, as if you can't be arrested as well. And guess what? You're a black woman. They will throw your dumb ass under the bus. While all the Nabiscos in office is getting slaps on the wrist, you'll be the one they make an example out of. just to use you as the face of anti-immigration laws. Use you as the face of anti-ICE. Oh, geez, family. Why do our people, I weep for my people. The Bible says that our people die from a lack of knowledge, and this is what we're seeing. A distinct lack of knowledge.
Renee Good should be here today. And to her family, we are saying
she should be here. She should be here. You know where else she should have been? She should have been at home. That way she would have been here. But go ahead.
Law enforcement professionals are not the ones here in this city that would do that. And here's the last thing that I would say. Law enforcement professionals around the country do their job. And we have been fighting for years to build that bridge between us and our communities. You had one negative nutcase that causes this problem. And now we all have to fight again to let people know law enforcement works with communities. These crimes would not be down if we didn't have communities work with us. Thank you.
Family, I want to go ahead and pass it on here because what that woman did was egregious, especially by starting off the way she started off talking about say her name. I'll say her name. And that wasn't meant for no Nabisco woman. That was meant for Black women. It was created by Black women. And it was for Black women. Sandra Bland is where it started. Say her name, because they wouldn't say her name on the news. They wouldn't tell you what was going on in these cases. It didn't just stay with Sandra Bland, but everyone that it was on that we used that say her name for, it was because they was not telling us what was going on in those cases. So for anybody to use our terminology to benefit someone else, that is hell of egregious. It's not as egregious as using your face to sit here and try to benefit other communities, but using our lingo to try to benefit a Nabisco woman who wouldn't spit on you if you was on fire. It's quite egregious. Quite. And I want to go here real quick because I want to give this video some shine, a little bit of light. Give me 1 second, family. 1 second. Let's go here. There we go. Had to find the video. Let's go here, family. And shout out to Trey Messiah. He says, hey, church, our big, broad police chief here in DC has been replaced because she was tap dancing and it failed. And I'm happy for it. May all tap dancers lose their feet. let's just leave it at that. May all the tap dancers lose their feet. Let's get over here, family.
I've seen so many creators touch on this, and I feel like I need to add my 2 cents because, say her name is for Black people. That was because y'all were not doing the things that y'all were supposed to do to cover these stories. Injustice was being served. So we were saying, say her name so you know exactly who it was. This was a person, this was a human. Now, this does not apply to this situation in Minnesota. This is not a say her name situation. Injustice, absolutely. Say her name, negative, partner, negative. And I almost feel compelled to also say, when we were saying to say her name, the masses that were not people of color, more specifically Black people, y'all were not saying the name. The solidarity out of nowhere is crazy to me. However, like, rest in peace to that woman, this is crazy, but say her name is for Black people.
Well, we should always speak the names of victims regardless of who they are. Say her name is a movement started by Black women for Black women specifically, and it's not appropriate to use in regards to Renee Good.
Hi, good morning. What happened to Renee Nicole Good is so important, and we absolutely need to be talking about that. She deserves a hashtag and everything. It should not be say her name. Say her name is reserved for Black women. Thank you.
Say her name is for Black women. It's for Black women. And maybe if you had fought harder for those Black women, we wouldn't be where we are today. But we did not fight harder for those Black women. So we will not be using say her name in this situation. because it's kind of our fault. How's that? It's our fault.
Say Her Name, Chance, was created by Black people for a Black woman by the name of Sandra Bland. Okay? That's the only reason anybody should be saying Say Her Name if it pertains to a Black woman that has been murdered. Okay? This is not for any other race. Simple as that.
PSA, Say Her Name is for Black people. It is for people who do not get nationally recognized when crimes, injustices, or unaliving occur.
Hey, so I'm not trying to be rude at all, but Say Her Name is specifically reserved for Black women. That chant started as a direct result, and I remember because I was an organizer at the time. It started in the early days of the Black Lives Matter protests. I mean, like Trayvon Martin early days, when Black women who were also being victimized to police brutality, like Sandra Bland, like Rekia Boyd, oh my God, the list is endless. They were not getting the same coverage as Black men and boys who were also being victimized. That's not to say that they are not important, just to say that the Black girls and the Black women were completely ignored. Hence, Say Her Name. While I understand the severity of what just transpired, it is also important to recognize that that does not mean that you should co-opt other people's movements. Black women own that for a very good reason. Rest in peace to Renee, but Say Her Name is not reserved for white women, respectfully. Again, not even trying to play semantics, but it actually does matter. That's it.
Family, where's the lie? Like I said, these feminist women, and let me just be very clear. Whether they feminists or not, it means nothing. But these Nabisco feminist women, they will try to hijack a movement that's specifically for Black women. Why? Because they aren't creative. In the very same way that these Nabiscos are trying to come with Heritage American because foundational Black Americans got it popping. These folks aren't original at all. As our brother Ian will say, because we are the culture. That's it. Now, before we get into this next segment, family, let's give a B1 salute and a shalom to our good brother, Black Truth United, for all his work that he is doing with the B1 Rolodex. Much love to you and salute and shalom. Shout out to you, good brother. Let's get into it.
Introducing the B1 Rolodex, the easiest way to search for and support FBA and B1 businesses. Hundreds of entries from the Black grassroots for the Black grassroots. Free to use, free to download, constantly updated. Trouble navigating the document? Try using the map version. Notice a business missing? Use this simple Google form to submit an FBA or B1 business. Also submit anti-Black businesses, which are now being collected in that last tab. Find resources, contact numbers, and much more using the second tab. All the info you need to start practicing group economics today. Go to blacktruthunited.com. That's blacktruthunited.com.
My infatuation with a Black man's beard started in my childhood. Apparently, my father kept his beard solely at my request. I loved playing in it as a little girl. He looked so manly to little tiny me. So my love for a Black man's beard isn't a fad. It's always been in me. The seed for this love offering was planted long ago inside of a little Black girl who loves her daddy. Infused in this beard growth, spray and oil is love, admiration, appreciation, and God's herbs to foster growth, healing, and a touch of softness to the strongest, most powerful men on the planet. Love Bruck, evenmelanin.com.
They say doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result is insanity. I say it's stupidity. We as Black Americans have been voting for the Democrats with over 90% of our votes going to them for the past 60 years. And what do we have to show for it? I'll tell you, we are 15 to 20% of the population, but nearly 60% of the homeless. We have aborted over 20 million of our Black babies. Our wealth is heading backwards, and we own less homes now than we did during Jim Crow. I'm not saying vote for the Republicans. I'm saying don't vote for any party. Vote for good policies. If anyone comes to us and they ask for or demand the Black vote, you tell them to show me your Black policies.
I am Greg Marcel Dixon, and I approve this message.
Rest in peace to Chadwick Boseman. He was the star of Black Panther that died today at the age of 43.
I'm always ready for a war again. Go down that road again. It's all the same. I got a dream. One thing. We gonna work it out. One thing. We gonna work it out. One thing. We gonna work it out. In a world of internet lights, we all look for love.
You're listening and tuning into
the station with the best music. Best music.
I love the music.
Best music.
Classic radio. Broadcasting live.
Evenmelanin.com. New healthier glass bottles. No microplastic can't be wrong. Smooth and even, let the glow begin. Melanin, age with grace at Even Melanin. Melanin, radiant skin where beauty's from within. Melanin, feel the love with Even Melanin. Evenmelanin.com.
Family, let me give a B1 salute once again to our good brother Black Truth United. Give a B1 salute to our good brother Greg Marcel Dixon. Give a B1 salute to our good sister Brooke. Much love to her and everything that she does. And to my mods in the chat, if you can you please make sure to put her link into the chat so that everybody can go click that link and send those delineation letters. Everything is already pre-typed. All you got to do is take it, copy, paste, hit send, and everything will be all right. And also let me give a B1 to Ethic Radio. Much love to each and every one of you. Now, let's continue, family. Now they're pushing this line. You're hearing more of this MAGA bad. Your mother, your brother, if they're MAGA, you gotta dislike them. Not the Nabisco, right? This is the Nabisco on Nabisco situation. But this is all about MAGA now. So let's go here. You got the Magites being called evil, and they are. But so are the Democrats. So let's be very clear about that. But let's go here, family.
I don't want to believe this, but it's time that you accept it. If you have any family or friends who are MAGA, then they are evil. They are either evil, or the best thing that could possibly be said for them is that they are so breathtakingly stupid that they don't fully understand what it is they're supporting. And that level of stupidity at this point in time is a willful stupidity. It's a choice. It's not a stupidity for which there is any legitimate excuse. It's a choice. And to me, that makes the difference between evil and this degree of stupidity, intentional, voluntary, a chosen stupidity. It makes the difference between those two things meaningless in my view. whether you consciously, affirmatively choose to support this evil, or whether you choose to be so ignorant and oblivious as to what it is that you are supporting, there's no difference to me between those things. Both are evil.
Shout out to Rael in the building. FBAs are nothing more than foundational Black Americans, and I 100% agree. Shout out to Key Prince as well. She says, oh, please, we know you're both evil. Exactly. That's the thing. You're evil. They're evil. It's all evil. Shout out to our sister Andrea Jones. Thank you for your Cash App donation. Your donation is blessed tenfold, and I appreciate your contribution as always, my good sister. This is all just evil. Y'all just sitting there pointing the finger at each other like that Spider-Man goddamn meme. That's evil. That's evil. You're all evil. Let's be very clear about that. But at least in this evilness, I want y'all to continue to fight. Do your thing. Do your thing. Because now what they have going on in between the inbreeding fighting, MAGA versus the liberal, Nabisco man versus Nabisco woman, Nabisco child versus Nabisco mother, all this, it is deliciously entertaining. I'm going to give it to you guys. Shout out to our brother Maneuver in the building. Much love to you, and thank you for being here. But what's even more entertaining to me is now you got a bunch of Nabiscos running around here talking about how they're leaving. It's time to leave the country. It's time to go. And I'm not talking about the way that the Nabisco woman was talking a little bit earlier. No. Let's let the Nabisco men tell you why it's time to go. Let's go here.
All right, MAGA. You can have it. You can have the whole damn thing, the whole damn country. You and friggin' Trump, the whole administration can go to hell. I've had enough of you guys. You know, all I ever do is come in and ask questions. And you guys are just as mean as snakes, man. As mean as you can friggin' be. We've had enough. My wife and I are selling our place, and we're moving. We're going to friggin' move to Mexico, man. I'm so tired of you guys. My wife is in the house right now, bawling her friggin' eyes out because of you guys. What the hell's the matter with you? Where's your humanity? You can have it. I'll tell you what. Mark my words on this. Trump's going down. That whole administration is. And I'll watch it from afar. And furthermore, I'm not going anywhere. You know what? I'm going to be here for it. I'm going to be here for when the administration falls. You guys crawl into your little holes and you hide and try to act like you had nothing to do with it. Because they're going down. It's only a matter of time now. I can see it. We can all see it. I'm not going anywhere.
See, Billy said that he was leaving. Now he's talking about he ain't going nowhere. He want to watch the whole thing crumble. But the fact of the matter is, Billy's going to end up leaving. His wife is in there bawling her eyes out. I'm willing to bet that his wife is of Mexican descent because that was the first place he said, me and my wife, we're selling our house. We're moving to Mexico. That's his get out plan. Nobody has a get out plan like that if they just don't have it already put into place. You get what I'm saying? If he wasn't thinking about this for a while, you know, god dang well, he wouldn't have had that plan the way he did. Shout out to Only Us. He says, where do you think calling the pot calling the kettle black came from? Ain't fooling FBAs. You are absolutely correct. And shout out to Retro Gemini for this. He said, looking like the hills have eyes. And that is that, bro, that right there was the first thing. Got to give you an applause on that. Because that was the first thing that I said when I saw this video. I was like, this dude looks like something out of The Hills Have Eyes. He looked like the old man that was holding the woman on the chain when she had given birth. Like, yeah, this dude here. Huh. Shout out to you for that, family. Let's go here.
It's time to leave the country. 100%. It's time to fucking leave. That rhetoric on Greenland and everything else and fucking Gestapo in the streets, it's time to leave. Because it's either going to be fighting in the streets.
Peep the music, family. I told you, whenever there is music, the eyes of the angel, god dang, what's that other dang song? God dang it, I'm spacing on it. Whenever you hear these songs in the background, they all super sad. They're trying to tug on heartstrings, and they're not getting any progress made. Shout out to Janetta in the building. Much love to you, my sister queen. Thank you for being here. They're not making any progress. They're just not. Let's let that run back.
It's time to leave the country. 100%. It's time to fucking leave. That rhetoric on Greenland and everything else and fucking Gestapo in the streets, it's time to leave. Because it's either going to be fighting in the streets, a world war, or just straight up authoritarian fucking regime and everybody just doesn't care, or they're too apathetic to fucking care. And I'm not like that. I'm getting my kids the fuck out of here, and I suggest you all do the same. Give your kids a better life. Get them out of this country. It's time to leave the country.
Hey, in the words of our family, Darlene Chestnut, much love to you. Thank you for being here. FBA will be so happy when they go. Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to Willie. Remember, family, never strengthen the hands of the evildoers. Both sides are pure evil. And I agree. Andrea says, go back to the caves. Your people are sorry, and your people can't and won't behave. Shout out to our sister Andrea. Andrea's been on one today, I see. Okay. Cool Kings said, back to the caves you go. Okay. Key Prince says, bye-bye. Cold Coffee said, go fight for Greenland. I love it, family. I love it. I love it. Now, before we get to this next segment, you know what we got to do. Let's go here, family.
Brain fried, scrambled like eggs in a skillet. Ooh. Thoughts running loose. Ooh. Can't even pin it. Ooh. Opinion spilling. Nonsense infinite. Logic took a vacation. She ain't in it. Ooh. Caught in the fog. Lost in the static. Ideas chaotic. Vibes erratic. Speeches gymnastics. Flips acrobatic. Words land hard, awkward, and tragic. Ooh. Dumber than a box of Crockett's. Lost keys, no pockets. Talking loud, no logic. Every thought catastrophic. Dumber than a box of Crockett's. Every move out of pocket.
Another Jasmine Crockpot segment, ladies and gentlemen. And family, you know we will have to talk about this because Jasmine Crockpot decided not to put on any makeup today. She decided not to throw no extra lashes on her eyelashes. You know, the snuffleupagus eyelashes she usually wear. Yeah, she decided not to do any of that because, oh, Lord, why, damn, she had to go there. Jasmine Crockpot had to let the tears loose, ladies and gentlemen. And when I say she had to let the tears loose, she was over there ugly crying for a Nabisco woman who got popped because she hit an ICE officer. Let's go here, family.
It is so hard to sit here sometimes because I didn't come to Congress to write laws or to do things that are hurting people. I'm just asking if there's any decency or heart or courage on that side of the aisle. The fact that a woman was killed, she was shot in her head, and y'all are pretending like nothing happened. I remember when Charlie Kirk got killed. Do you remember what our response was? Our response wasn't to sit there and pretend like it was okay. Is it okay because you have a badge? Because the last time I checked, allegedly no one is above the law. Can y'all not just have a little bit of courage and humanity. A child. A child has lost her mom. And y'all want to pretend that it is okay. Nigga, please. I am asking if there is anyone that will stand for the very people that elected us and sent us to Congress. You tell us things like, well, the immigrants are bad. And so we got to get all these bills because the immigrants are the ones that are causing the harm. They're bringing the crime. The mayor of Minneapolis told y'all to get the fuck out. Yet y'all are the ones, it is this administration that is bringing crime
Mr.
to their
Chair,
streets. That's what's happening.
It's the third incident where somebody has dropped an F-bomb in this committee,
Well,
including the video.
I'm sorry.
Including the
Are your
video that we
princess-
had to watch
I
earlier.
Are your princess ears okay?
Is it profanity?
Well, but
The
you're
committee
more
says ears
upset
are
about my
representative.
words
The
than
committee-
you are about the fact that a
Are
woman
you
The House
soft?
of Representatives.
The gentlelady. Are we
will
offending your
suspend
princess
the-
ears? Are they that soft?
All members
Well,
will
maybe some of the
suspend.
kids out there.
Mr. Chairman, it is the gentleman.
You're killing them.
Kids.
It is the gentleman.
Send in the clowns.
Family, excuse me for a hot second. That was microphone was muted. Didn't know. I know. Let me say this. First and foremost, family, can we get some more tomatoes in the chat? Can we get some more tomatoes in the chat? Because Jasmine, I know she used to be a theater kid. I know that she wanted to be an actress. I know she thought she was eating. Can we get some more tomatoes in the chat, please? I need to make sure that Jasmine understands that this could have never been her career. You could have never been an actress because you're so phony. Whenever you open your mouth, my stomach cringe. Every and anything you say makes me cringe. And I love movies. So if you can't make a believer out of me, oh, Jasmine, you could have never, ever been that actress. You'd have been a Cynthia Erivo. Yeah, I said it. And let me tell you something else. Jasmine Crockpot came into office January 3rd of 2023. January 3rd of 2023. You know what else happened? On January 3rd of 2003, Keenan Anderson, one of our brothers, was unalive due to multiple tasers. Being tased multiple times by LAPD. Did Jasmine Crockett use her big stage after being sworn in to cry about him? You know what else happened in that January? Tyree Nichols was unalive, beaten to death by Memphis Scorpion unit. Did we see Jasmine Crockett use her tears for that? Hell, Sonia Massey, 2024, was unalived in her own damn house. Jasmine Crockett was sitting right there in Congress, being there for almost a year or a little over a year. When did Sonia Massey happen? Sonia Massey happened in July of 2024. So yeah, she'd been there a full year. Was she crying for Sonia Massey? I didn't hear her crying like this. I did not hear her crying. You know what? Maybe she just don't have a heart for adults. But I don't remember her crying for a Darian Murray either. And for those who don't remember a Darian Murray or know who I'm talking about at this point in time because there wasn't a lot of coverage on this, let me remind you. Let's go here.
It's been barely a week since 11-year-old Adarian Murray was shot in the chest inside his own home by Mississippi police responding to a call for help.
I ran across the corner and then I just got shot.
How did you come out of the room?
I came out doing this.
What did it feel like?
It feel like a taser, like a big punch to the chest.
Adarian himself calling 911 when he awoke to fighting at 4 a.m. last week. His mother's ex-boyfriend, who she says had been violent previously, showing up at the family's home. The officer who ultimately fired his gun showing up not long after.
Once he was like, come out with your hands up, at that moment is when my son came out.
Why that officer pulled his trigger remains unclear, and city police are not commenting.
He was like, I don't want to die. That's what he was saying. While I was on the ground, I said, you're not going to die, baby. You're not going to die. Just keep talking.
Adarian treated in the ICU for collapsed lung and a cut on his liver, lucky to be alive.
Family, I didn't hear her crying over this situation either. This is why nobody rocks with Jasmine Crockett, who's really a part of the Black grassroots. If you're a part of the Black grassroots, you don't rock with Jasmine damn Crockett. Because of situations such as this. The Democratic Party don't shed no tears when it comes down to us being unalive, but when it comes down to a Nabisco woman who was using her car to break the law, to impede a federal investigation, and then try to hit the agent, you crying all over the damn floor. You crying for a bunch of people that ain't supposed to be in this goddamn country to begin with. When our children are unalived and harmed by police officers, you don't talk about the police like you're talking about ICE. You're not out here trying to push for any type of policy change when it comes down to us. In any situation that happened with the police, not one. And we're supposed to be on board with the Democratic Party. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see why you're not going to really have any, you ain't going to have no traction with the Democratic Party in 2026? And the traction that they do get is going to be because they're already in a Democratic machine state. But these folks are coming out making it 10 times worse for themselves. At least when it comes down to foundational Black American community. And thank the Most High that this young brother was not unalived. Thank the Most High that this young brother is still here to tell his story and able to breathe. All the little man wanted to do was protect his mom. And he was looked at as a threat when he was the one that called the damn police to begin with. Didn't Soya Massey do the same thing? We're not going to play this game because we've seen this game. And y'all not going to ignore and put your fingers in your ears and close your eyes when they got everything to do with us, but then pop open and cork crack open the goddamn waterworks when it comes down to the people that do this type of stuff to us. Hell no. Exactly. Call for help and catch a hot one. Who else does that happen to but us? Let's go to this sister here and shout out to her for saying everything that needs to be said.
She was shot in her head and y'all are pretending like nothing happened. I remember when Charlie Kirk got killed. Do you remember what our response was? Our response wasn't to sit there and pretend like it was okay.
We targeted people of color. And so it is unfortunate that even our colleagues could not see how harmful his rhetoric was, specifically to us.
Is it okay because you have a badge? Because the last time I checked, allegedly no one is above the law. Can y'all not just have a little bit of courage and humanity? I am asking if there is anyone that will stand for the very people that elected us.
Give her an award. That was good. That was good. So it took for a lady who got pew pew, who got something she could have prevented, for y'all to cry. Are you serious? Where was the tears at for these women? What happened? Where was the tears at for these young girls who lost their lives? Nothing? No, y'all just ignored it the entire time. And this is where we are right now. And you know what's so crazy is that nobody is talking about the fact that that woman who lost her life would still be here had we not had open borders. Don't say that. Don't say that. Had we not discovered that we were being robbed of billions of dollars by not only like illegal people who weren't even American citizens, but government officials, we would not have to worry about ICE being in people's neighborhoods. We would not have to worry about people taking money to cause problems for these agents, being hurt or worse. As you can see, there was nothing. There was crickets. None of y'all said anything. And now you want to cry? As much as this lady talks about white people and racism, you're crying for a white woman now, huh? Because she's on your side. Because she's standing up for what you believe in. You didn't cry for none of these white, Latino, and Black women who lost their lives because of an issue you created. Yeah, okay. Smallest violin in the world.
Shout out to that sister for saying what needed to be said, and shout out to this one too.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have Jasmine Crocodile Tears Crockett.
A little bit of courage and humanity. A child. Child has lost her mom. And y'all want to pretend that it is okay. I am asking if there is anyone that will stand for the very people that elected us and sent us to Congress. You tell us things like, well, the immigrants are bad. And so we got to get all these bills because
Girl, shut the hell up. Shut up. Girl. You don't give a damn about that middle-aged white woman. You don't give a fuck about her or her kids. Bitch, please. Please. Like, I don't know who you think you're fooling. Sad part is there's some low IQ idiots that are probably crying with her. I'm not buying that bullshit. What about when Charlie Kirk died? Y'all motherfuckers was rejoicing. He deserved it. That's what I remember. What about Lake and Riley? Y'all don't cry when American citizens get killed by these illegal motherfuckers. Veterans sleeping on the street while you prioritize illegals. You don't give a fuck about that white woman. And she caused her death on herself. I don't care. I'm sorry. Nobody told her ass to go out there and impede ICE. You're a mom. What the fuck are you doing on a Wednesday afternoon obstructing law enforcement? Where the fuck were your kids? Like, why weren't you at home with your children? I am a mother. I'm a mother first. You won't ever catch me doing no dumb, irresponsible shit like that. And Jasmine Crockett, girl, shut your bitch ass up. Nobody's buying it. And if you are buying it, I have a beachfront beach house in Las Vegas that I can sell you right now. We're done with this shit, girl. You are a theater kid. Nobody's buying that bullshit. I'm sorry. I'm not. How long before we don't have to see this bitch anymore? Because I'm tired of her. Like, didn't they draw you out of your district? You hurry up and get the fuck. You definitely not making it to the Senate either. So, girl, bye. Like, this lady is. This is what happens when you don't have no man and you don't have any children or anything to live for, you turn into this. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below.
Now, I'll tell you what I think. Now, she was right about a lot of the things she said there, but I want everybody to be very careful about this. Look at how y'all acted when Charlie Kirk was there. Y'all was happy he died. Yeah, but they also signed on to, celebrating Charlie Kirk too. So let's not act as if it was one versus the other. They quite literally did a whole little situation where they wanted to celebrate that man. All right. Let's be very clear about that. And I also want to make that clear because you have a few other people that's going to get into that type of situation. And I'm going to play that in a hot second. But before we get there, I want to go here because this woman kind of reminds everybody how Jasmine Crockett was being really mean to her workers, and her staff workers came out and started exposing Jasmine Crockett. Let's go here.
Exclusive behind-the-scenes look at Texas Congresswoman and liberal firebrand Jasmine Crockett. The Post spoke with several sources who paint a picture of a Crockett no one in their right or left mind would really want to work for. The Insider said they feel like Crockett cares more about being an influencer than working for her constituents. And as one put it, quote, is laying around her apartment, won't come into the office, and is really just indifferent to staff and will scream at them. Crockett reportedly rents a luxury vehicle every week, which is weird, and a staffer is tasked with basically being her personal chauffeur. She reportedly rides in the back like her employee is the hired help, which I guess they kind of are. Exclusive behind the scenes.
All right, family. So she basically just said the same thing that we've been saying all along. Jasmine Crockett wants to be famous. She wants to be an influencer. That's why she over here doing the walk like Kendrick, and she over here doing these TikTok trends and all this other stuff. She's not trying to be a representative. She's trying to be a freaking influencer. Let's be very clear about that. And I want to make sure I'm very clear when I say that. Now, let's talk about those dang people to look out for, because you got folks out here trying to make it seem like we sitting with them, and we're not. You got to watch out for these folks, just like that sister just tried to throw in Charlie Kirk. This is more of the same. Let's go here, family. People you got to look out for with this.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. If the police tell you to stop, you stop. If a white man would have been occupying that vehicle and there happened to be MAGA merch on the back of that said vehicle, y'all would be celebrating. You can't pick and choose when to cheer for law enforcement. Kind of reminds me of George Floyd.
It has nothing to do with George Floyd. But yet you have these bootlicking Sambos on the right, because they seeing the left now attacking them. They feel like it's their need to stand up for white Zaddy. We already understand this ain't our damn business. And if they ask us to step in and say something, y'all already know what we're going to say.
Get somebody else to do it.
And so this is the somebody else. They've been going around trying to link this situation to George Floyd because the liberals really want this to be a new George Floyd situation for them. What happened with George Floyd? They were able to co-opt that whole goddamn movement just to get Democrats into office, only for the Democrats to get in and disrespect us as soon as they got into office. So this has nothing to do with George Floyd. George Floyd was an innocent person. And when I say innocent, I'm not talking about his criminal history, none of that. I'm talking about he was put in the handcuffs. He was unalive beyond his own fruition. He didn't try to get unalived. He didn't go out attacking police officers. They put him in handcuffs, then stuck a knee on his neck for 8+ minutes. This is not the same situation. This woman tries to run over a federal agent. But this is the type of stuff that the bootlicks do. When the Nabiscos were sitting there talking about, this is like George Floyd, this is like George Floyd, we was like, no, it isn't. So they stopped saying it, and then they send out their mammy to go and say the same damn thing that we just shut the hell down.
Cops tell you to stop, you stop. No human being deserves to lose their lives at the hands of anybody else. However, your decisions have consequences. However good those consequences may be, or however bad those consequences may be, all decisions have consequences. You can say whatever you want about me, to be quite honest, but I stand 10 toes down on if law enforcement, let that be a police officer, ICE, some sort of DEA, any type of law enforcement officer, if they tell you to stop, let me give you a bit of advice. Stop.
Only irritated with her because I wish people would stop trying to be vigilante. If the other side want to talk about America having white privilege, it's these motherfuckers with white privilege. White liberals are a cancer to fucking America. Black women only follow along because they've been told that they're a victim all their fucking life, so they don't got no brain on that side. They just go along with what the white woman say. You're a victim. They did this to you. They owe you this. When the whole time they want to use black people to steal. Let's talk about it. Civil rights is a way for the demon rats to fucking steal. And her wife should be charged with murder. Yes, I said it. You don't tell your wife to drive off in a situation that's highly intense like that. Where was the logical person in this situation? Calm down, baby. Let's just chill out. Her wife was sitting out there recording, talking shit to the cops, telling them that they need to go buy them some lunch. And when they come back, they still gonna have the same motherfucking life to play. And then as soon as the ICE officer said, get the fuck out the car, that's when the bitch tried her best to get in the car and all in the while telling her wife to drive off. Now I see why you was scared. Because you started some shit, you provoked those officers until they got to a point to do something about y'all bullshit, and now y'all want to flee. Talking about you scared. Scared of what? Those are liberal tears. That's what you call when a white woman, white liberal woman, call the police on you and start crying so they can do that empathy shit on the police officers because they gonna take their side every single time. That's what the fuck y'all did. They can't fuck with black people no more, so they're doing it to each other. The Karens doing it to each other now. Where's the racism? If she was black, y'all would have been screaming racism. Just be thinking how much the white liberals would be pushing racism if she was a black woman. They would eat this shit up and they would use everything that they could to gain votes off of this situation.
Hey, but the Asian woman show didn't she scream racism? She called them racist and misogynistic. Shout out to Rashad. Drive, baby, drive. Let's go.
So while black people on the demon rat side talking about white Americans are getting everything, it's these white liberal bitch. The other white Americans you're mad at. The people that's your enemy is the ones on y'all team. Liberal white women. They still mad they had to let their slaves go. Oops. They just modernized it to hold on to their slaves by making their slaves victims to a system they created.
Now I want to give a shout out to this sister because I do find her content hilarious sometimes. But let me put it like this. If anybody's picking a side in this war, they're both losers. Let me say that again for the people in the back. If anybody is picking a side in this nonsense, they're both losers. If you're choosing to use your black face and put on a blue vest and go protect the Democrats, you're a loser. If you're using your black face to put on a red vest and go stand up for Republicans, you're a loser. Because neither side stands up for you. Neither side. Both sides look at you as if you're the scum of the earth. You're beneath the dirt and dog shit at the bottom of their shoe. That's how they look at you. So anybody making it a point to get out here and say this type of stuff, yeah, I'm looking at you side-eyed. This ain't got nothing to do with us. Stop trying to pull us in. Stop trying to make it seem like, hey, if you're on that side, you're just so stupid, but you're still on the other side and they're just as stupid and just as racist, just as bigoted, just as misogynist, just as evil. Shout out to our sister Hurricane Niecy. She said, I wear blue jeans only, not for Democrats. I love that. You can sport your blue, my sister. I'll be sporting my blue too. You know what I mean? Shoo, I'll wipe myself down. You better not ever call me a goddamn Democrat. Shout out to our brother Ayo. I'm focused on generational wealth, as you should be, family. As you should be. Let's go here, family, because we're about to round this up. We're about to round this off, but I got to show you just a couple of more things. Since these Nabisco women ain't getting us to fall for their crocodile white tears, since Jasmine crocodile tears ain't working for folks, you know what the Democrats do? They get on social media and they start tossing out little dollars to little influencers to say the same stuff that they want them to say. Always the same tropes. Always the same propaganda. Let's go here, family.
Listen, bro, with ICE taking this woman's life in Minneapolis, I'm pretty sure this may be the straw that breaks the camel's back. Some people are saying it feels like 2020 again, and I can't say I totally disagree. We all seen this shit coming from a mile away. Shit's been hella volatile. The year just started. It's already going crazy. We already knew it was a matter of time. If they willing to shoot a white woman at point blank range in broad daylight, you already know what's in store for the rest of us. I ain't got to spell.
Now, let me say this, and I'm not going to clip it too much because I want to get through the rest of these video clips. If they'll shoot a white woman, any person that uses this excuse, I want you to not slap them in the face. Slap them in the face with this logic. If they'll shoot a white woman, then you know what they'll do to us. They've been doing it to us already. You ain't seen no white woman come around crying tears, crocodile tears for us. Why should our existence be confined by what other people has being done to them? Almost stumbled. Excuse my French. I was about to say some stuff. But why should our existence be confined by what they're experiencing when theirs wasn't confined by what we were experiencing and still are? Everybody is still hella quiet. We talk about an anti-black hate crime bill or anti-Freedman hate crime bill, and these folks want to tell us we don't need a hate crime bill because there's already a hate crime bill. But you want to talk to us about a white woman being killed? No, Negro, you can't take our talking points and turn them around. We're the ones that said when they're done doing it to us, they're going after all of you. Not just the goddamn illegals, not just the immigrants, not just people who shouldn't be here. But the Nabisco woman, to be more specific. Why? Because that's what Nabisco men does. They do this. Dr. Kaba used to say all the time, he said, God dang it, if the black man disappeared, the white man is going to start treating his wife worse than he ever treated us. And that's what they're starting to realize. The fact of the matter is, it's way too damn late. It's way too damn late. Nobody had a problem when it was happening to us, when it happened to our women, when it happened to our children, when it happened to our brothers. But all of a sudden, we need to put on the martyr outfit as soon as a Nabisco woman gets unalived by her man. Let's continue.
Spell it out for you. It's right there, laid out right in front of you. People need to understand that we are past the point of just protesting and recording. It is still important, and we need to control the narrative, absolutely, as we see how quickly they try to twist and contort it. But we cannot continue to let our neighbors lie lifeless in the street while there's medical staff around and this rogue agency and their militia is telling people they can't provide first aid. That's highly unacceptable. We have overwhelming force in numbers. We need to utilize that. We need to utilize every form of resistance that is available to us, and immediately. I'm pretty sure over the next few days, shit in this country is going to start amping up to a level that we haven't seen probably since 2020, bro. If you are going to be out here, do not be consumed by the bystander effect. Help out the person next to you, help out your peers, those that you are organizing with, and all that. Because if you were getting assaulted and accosted by these rogue agents, you wouldn't want other people just to yell and scream and record and do nothing. You want folks to take action. So do for others what you would want them to do for you. The time is now.
Let me get this straight. Charlie Kirk, who was a racist, a homophobe, a xenophobe, was a good man who died too soon. But Renee Good, a mother pulling out of her own driveway that was shot 4 times, is a domestic terrorist? Let me get this straight. Charlie Kirk, who was a racist, a homophobe, a xenophobe, was a good man who died too soon. But Renee Good, a mother pulling out of her own driveway that was shot 4 times, is a domestic terrorist?
I'm trying to figure out why we're not shooting them. All them people with my Second Amendment right. Well, they're shooting your neighbors, so when are you going to start exercising that? No? And everybody's like, oh, well, they're trying to incite violence. Maybe we need to incite it too. Because being passive isn't working, baby. Clearly it's not. We're losing people left and right, babe. Maybe shoot them back. I don't know. I'm trying.
Okay, I think we're at the point now where we need less signs at these protests and more people with, call me extreme, call me whatever, but when a cop or an ICE agent, like these aren't even real cops. These are people doing illegal kidnappings and murders in our streets. The Second Amendment is literally to protect us against this type of shit. So when a cop is in the street and shoots an innocent mother trying to drive away, and the only weapon that the protesters and the people that are supposed to be with her have is screaming shame, you're not going to get much done. What reason does the cop have to listen to you, especially when the leader of this country is going to give them every cover and every excuse and pardon them? What defense do the people actually have? Self-defense.
Remember, people, if a masked man tries to kidnap you, put a bullet in his fucking face.
Family, we denounce all of that this man said, and we also denounce this man. We denounce the young lady that was before him. These are the type of jigaboos and these type of tap dances that they're sending out in order to try to put us into some nonsense that has nothing to do with us. We don't got to go out there with no pum-pums. We're not out there. So why are you talking to us? Why are you talking to us? Exactly. They can't be no FBA, and I don't believe that they are, especially the septum ring girl and this dude right here. It's just the stupidity. The stupidity outshines everything else. Shout out to our good brother William, as well as our brother Damon, because, I'm about to play y'all girl up next. Let's go here. Shout out to our sister Priscilla Taylor in the building. Much love to you, my sister queen. Thank you for being here. And I appreciate you as well for being here. Let's go here.
Because I understand that Black people be on the forefront of a lot of different movements, and that our movements have paved the way for other groups, marginalized groups, to get rights in America. So I'm understanding where the logic is going, but I'm telling you the logic is flawed. Anytime anything has ever happened in America, we have always been the scapegoats. We have always been the last leg of the line. They are going to find a way to make this about Black people. They're going to find a way to make this touch Black people. They already have. Like, maybe y'all weren't paying attention in class, but in Nazi Germany, did y'all forget that the Gestapo also targeted, sterilized, murdered, and put in concentration camps Black Germans? Like, this idea that this would not affect us and that it's not our fucking fight. Are you cool? Like, what the fuck are you? And mind you, we're not saying that right now that Black people are the most affected group. What we're saying is that a loss of rights for one is domino effect.
It gets to a point because what is going on? What the hell is going on? If people would, this is really what like grinds my gears is the fact that Black American people have been saying for decades, you all might be next. You all are next. If they're doing it to us, they'll do it to you. And everybody else just said, oh, not my fight. Nobody cares. All lives matter. Just comply. Blah, 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 whoopie whoop. Now y'all trying to flip and reverse what we've been saying to you all like a Missy Elliott song and throw it back at us. That's not going to work. Now, this lady in this video, I don't know what her ethnic background is. I have no idea. But I saw her popping it in the comments, y'all. Let me show you what they were saying in the comments because I cannot. Look at this, y'all. Somebody said, thank you. Solidarity should never be transactional. It should be transactional because we supposed to just continue to give and give and give and give and give without receiving anything back. F that. F-U-C-K that. Enough is enough. Why is it that we are, you know what, let me finish and then we're gonna come back. Then here to go, the content creator. Yes, please, in a YT versus everyone else system, thinking that you actually have the power to separate yourself from them when they want us all gone and unalive or in jail is crazy. Then somebody said, I stayed home, I voted right. She says, stay home until they start dragging us out of our houses. They just unalive the black man in his home. Your vote doesn't negate current reality. I voted right too, and here I am. Oh, so you mean to tell me we are supposed to continuously extend ourselves and put ourselves on the front line for people that are literally anti-black? People that literally express disdain, hatred, and disregard for Black American people. Even other Black people that look just like us in the diaspora don't fuck with us like that. They come here and delineate themselves and build their own little enclaves. They hire each other. And then say, if you're not bilingual, or if you don't speak Spanish, you cannot work here. And we not from the same place. If you don't speak the native tongue, whatever, you cannot work here. I want to hire you. This has been happening. Those are the people that we're supposed to go out and fight for. The same people that I would vote for Donald Trump got their funky asses up there and voted against the interests of their own family and friends. That's who we're supposed to put our neck on the line for. We've done that. And what have we gained from it? Absolutely nothing. We've been preaching and marching and fighting and trying to get qualified immunity terminated, and everybody else has not been on one band, one sound. When those people, when immigrants migrated here, if they would have literally aligned themselves with us, then we would literally be like popping out here. But no, they decided to divide themselves, go off into their own corners, and try to directly align themselves with the white community. White people need to be out there protesting and fighting for them. And then she said, a Black man was just unalive at his house. No, that Black man was outside firing off a firearm. This is not me saying that he deserved to be unalive, but he was powing in the air. That doesn't make it okay, but these are the things that has been happening in our community, unfortunately, since the inception of this country. Now, does that mean that because we experience police brutality or any type of brutality, period, that we should align ourselves with illegal immigration? Illegal immigration has nothing to do with Black Americans. There are immigration laws in every single country that you go to. Every single country. I saw a video with a woman that lived she was staying in Thailand for a little bit. Her visa expired. You know that the officials was knocking on her door, sending her notices. She had to go and reapply and pay money for however long her visa was expired for, that she was still in that country. She had to go and do what she had to do. In Mexico, they are kicking people and deporting people up out of there. They have immigration laws in the DR, and Haiti and the DR share the same island, and Haitians is getting kicked out of the DR if they don't have their right paperwork. So I don't understand, why does it come to the United States of America and then to try to compare it to Nazi Germany? There's no G side going on here. Which I would tell us, oh, just comply. If y'all would just comply and take the right steps. Nobody's saying that we're completely against immigration, but illegal immigration, if something's illegal, that means you're breaking the law. Why should we be outside picketing for that? Does not make sense, especially when a lot of these people don't even like us. If Johnny had 5 apples, why are you all encouraging us? Y'all already know the history and the type of relationship we have with the government officials and the authority in this country. Why would you ever encourage Black Americans to go out there for something that does not directly affect them? And y'all can say they're going to come for your next. They've been deporting people since forever. If we could get them deported in mass, the way that these people have been trying to unalive us, redline us, burn everything down that we create, paper genocide us, we would have been deported. If they could get us the fuck up out of here, all of us would have been deported. This new president is the only president that ever got up on a stage in front of millions of people and said, Black Americans built this country. Y'all don't get the credit for it, but you all built this country. He also got up there and said that 14th Amendment was for descendants of people that were slaves in this country. We are American citizens. I don't know why y'all keep trying to scare us with deportation if we don't go out there and fight for people to be here illegally. Get your paperwork together. Don't say you have to do. I cannot go to Japan and live in Japan and get money and get grants and loans and be a part of the government and the system without being a citizen. They would kick me out too. In other countries, they lock you up for a long time. At least here, they even try to give incentives. Like, hey, we give you a couple $1,000, give you a plane ticket. In other countries, you got to swim across the water. You got to find your way and scavenge to get back to where you got to go. And they ain't not giving you no severance package. Anyways, Fred loves the book away. I know this is one child, but
shout out to Love Jones. I know. Look, I had to speed her up because I don't want to get a strike, but still, I know she talks fast, but the me speeding it up makes it even faster. So yeah, shout out to her. Shout out to Still Kevin Trees too. You better keep that Black empowerment together, man. Keep it together. Focus, my good brother. We almost done here. Focus. God dang it. Yes, we love Jones over here. Much love to her. Much love to her. As long as she stay on code, we all good. You know what I mean? This the energy we on. Absolutely, family. 100. Family, this is also the energy we on.
Can we just wrap this Renee Good situation up? Like, it's over with. Everything the liberals have tried to come out and say has been debunked. We seen the real footage. We seen what happened. We know that she wasn't there. She wasn't going to work. She didn't even live in the state. It's all then came out. We know she tried to hit the officer. All the liberals on the internet out here grasping at straws, talking about, oh, but her tire was turned this way. Her tire was turned left. How was she trying to hit him if her tire was turned left? Yeah, her tire was turned left. And then when her wife told her to fucking drive, you ignorant bitches, that motherfucker went right and she hit the goddamn ICE agent. The fuck is y'all talking about, bro? Like, y'all are really fucking delusional, bro. Like, I seen a video, y'all keep, ain't none of them brought up the point that her wife told her to drive, though. Every video you see of them talking about this, they skip past that part. They skip past that part. They skip past that whole part when her wife told her to drive. That's where the hearing go out. Like, let's wrap this shit up, bro. She did this to herself. We moving on, bro. Stop arguing with these dumbass liberals, bro. These niggas ain't got no sense. They ignorant as fuck, and they just fucking stupid, like, at this point. Like, we're done. Rest in peace, that dead bitch. On God.
Well, that was pretty graphic at the end, but I have to agree with them, to be honest with you. 100% fold. FBA all damn day. And we got to go here to round this off.
That lady got killed by ICE, and in retaliation, people threw snowballs at ICE. An old black lady told me one time that things won't change in this country ever moving forward if black people don't care. I didn't know what she was talking about. I didn't even think she made sense. But here's the thing. When we stop caring or stop being the forefront of anybody's movements or protests, you get this. They threw snowballs at ICE agents after that lady got killed. This is where we are. I gotta be wrong. I'm wrong. I said something incorrect. If my information is incorrect, I'm sorry. I apologize. That lady got killed by ICE.
No, you said something that was very correct. Like the elder told you, once we stop caring about other things and other people, things will change. And look how unserious these people were, because nobody was out there. This woman got popped in the face. They started throwing snowballs. Snowballs. It was a snow day. Family, I want to make this very clear. I want to make it very plain. Delineation has changed the game. Knowing when to stand up and knowing when to sit it out has changed the game. Knowing when to just say no has changed the game, and it's killing them. It's killing them inside, outside, upside, and every side, because we are not those folks they thought we were. We are not those folks that they thought that they would be able to use and continuously abuse, and they're finding that out. And now, because they're finding that out, we're sitting back getting the best show that we've ever seen in our life. See, this could never have been written by those folks in Hollywood. Nah, this was written by the Most High's hand. So delineation is killing it, killing the game. We don't have to go out and stand for a bunch of people that would never stand for us. And we also don't have to allow someone to bring us up every time they're trying to one up somebody that don't rock with us and he don't rock with us. So in turn, we don't rock with either one of them. Both of these parties deserve to go up in flames. And I truly believe that maybe, just maybe, that goal may be accomplished pretty soon. Because whether it's the Democrats that is showing the world their true colors, or whether it's the Republicans who are in fighting and making sure that, god dang it, the world sees it, the only people that's really good around here is us. The only people that are kicking their feet up on the ottoman and eating our popcorn and watching the show go by is us. Ayo, crazy. He said, bring back the drive-through movie. Hey, at this point in time, the drive-through movie is everywhere. Anytime you turn on the social media, turn on the TV, and you're seeing things like this going down, that's a drive-through movie. You didn't even have to get in the car. But just know, all of this is because we said no. All of it, from the beginning to the end, is because we decided to stand up for our children and their children and their children's children. We decided to stand up for ourselves and our ancestors. And now, on the left, you see crumbling. On the right, you see crumbling. More crumbling than a crumbled donut. And at the end of the day, the only people that are okay is you and I. Family, I'm going to end with this. I meant what I said at the beginning of this broadcast when it comes down to James Fishback. If you ain't talking about bringing any type of tangibles to us, keep our damn names out of your mouths. That goes for Fishback. That goes for Tucker Carlson. That goes for all the right-wing Republicans. And that goes for the left-wing goddamn Democrats. At the end of the day, if you're not going to bring us what we owed, what we're owed, and what we asked for, and what we demand, just keep our damn names out of your mouth then. Because we're not supporting anyone who isn't supporting us. I don't give a damn whether it's heads or tails. I'll cut the coin in half and I will solder it down. I will put it in a centrifuge and I will melt it down. Damn that coin. If that coin can't do nothing for me, why do I carry it to the store? Why give it to me at the bank if the quarter isn't going to do nothing for me? If I can't use that quarter to get what I need? No, I'm not going to go around giving out a quarter that don't work for me to somebody else so it don't work for them. I'm going to melt it down and make sure nobody has to worry about that quarter ever again. But with that being said, family, if you're not subscribed, go ahead, hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell so you can be notified whenever videos like this drop. Please hit that like and share button so we can beat up the algorithm. Make sure we get this message out to the ears that need to hear. And if you have not done so yet, please click the link in the description. Go to change.org and put your signature on the petition for reparations, and as well as hitting the link in the description and joining the Telegram group so that you can help circumvent all of the shadow banning that PukeTube has been doing within the new black media. And with that being said, family, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for being here and lending me some time on your beautiful Sunday. I hope that you guys have a beautiful rest of your Sunday. And I want to thank each and every one of you for being here. I'd like to thank my mods, my members. I'd like to thank everybody that donated, whether on Super Chat, Cash App, PayPal. And as a matter of fact, let me give a B1 salute to Melvina Miles for your PayPal donation. I appreciate your contribution, and your donation is blessed tenfold, as always, good family. And let me also just end with this, because it's so easy to get caught up in the pageantry. Just because foundational Black Americans stand on the square of deportations, that does not mean we stand on the square of the Republican Party. Just because we don't like some of the things Trump does, does not mean we stand in solidarity with the Democratic Party. Neither party has our loyalty. Neither one. And if you're giving your loyalty to a party, then you're the problem. Family, you all have a beautiful rest of your evening. With that being said, family, the doors of the church are now closed. Peace, family.
My grandfather built this country, man. He fought wars for it. And most places he went wouldn't let him sit down and get a cup of coffee. I can't even catch a cab in New York. You know, it doesn't matter how many degrees I get. All you people see is color. Your grandfather was an immigrant. You're American. My grandfather was born here, Duke. And you people still look at me as just another nigga.
I know that the government, whatever can't stand us black people, he doing everything in the world to make black man be extinct. But I'm going to tell you one thing, us black people going to survive. Yeah. So fuck everybody. I'm out.